I'm convinced we're the most cursed team in professional sports.
You guys are bad.
I've been saying this hot take for a long time, and I'm sticking to it. My hot take is that Will McDonald's going to hit 15 sacks.
No member of the New York Jets' Week 1 offensive line will miss a game all year.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time! So get ready to rumble!
Rumble! We are live, baby, in the danger zone. Welcome out, everyone. Getting things situated here. Got Chaos. He is in a darkness retreat as we speak. He'll be joining us when he gets his power flicked on, it looks like, from the signs of the background there. Welcome. You guys are early, man. I hope you are well rested because we have a show for you. As you probably saw from the thumbnail, we are going to do our very first mock draft ever in the danger zone. First ever. Probably first of many. But man, Chaos, you say you're good. I see a black screen for you, brother. Do you have your camera thing down or something? While you get that sorted out, I can't see you. But give him a minute. He can. Oh, he says I can see me. Yeah. Well, you know what? Let's see who's right. See who's right and who's. Oh, now I can see.
What's the problem, bro?
Yeah, it was me. Now I see you. Chaos, what is up, man? Happy Sunday night, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Life is life here, and we actually had some nice weather after some crazy rain last week, but here we are, man. Off season, I'm confused. I walk around scratching my head. I'm kind of like Johnny Boy. I'm like, "Que pase, like I don't know what to do. There's no football. I'm just kind of like waiting for something to happen, and nothing happens because it's the off season, and until the combines are coming tomorrow. So that's nice, but that's more of a Dom C thing. You got to be a real geek and nerd, and it's a
Facts,
real
man.
You got to be the boring kind of person. Oh, this guy has 32-inch arms, so we can't like him.
I agree. You got to be very bored. You got to like dry content, boring. Like put me to sleep already.
Yeah.
No, I mean I am. I full disclosure, I'm slightly excited for the combine, but literally it's only because we have multiple firsts. That's the only reason. Um, but again, even probably Dom C will say, man, it's about the film. It's not about the combine. So we'll see. We'll see how that shakes out, man. Like you said, it's starting tomorrow, and this is the little hiatus before the storm, I guess, so to speak.
Yeah.
So what better night to do our first mock, right?
This would be a great night to do it. This is of all nights. Why not this night?
Of all nights, this is the night, baby. A year and a half in the making, mind you, so no pressure. Um, Murph will probably be mad at me because I've made him wait. Here we are doing it over on Sundays. Like I said though, it's probably the first of many, and
Murph is probably slamming down a frying pan right now, and his wife beater shirt going, "What the hell in God's name's going on right here now?"
facts. Probably. That's probably an accurate representation. Dude, the chat's here already. 15 strong. Coming in, still coming in. It was 8 a minute ago. There's already been some requests. I just want to show you a couple of them. Not that they'll sway you, but I need to get them on the docket. eBoogie, member for 3 months. His milestone chat. He burnt it. And he said, "Put it all on offense, baby. Spin that wheel."
I like doing that for fun, but here's the thing, right? For the purpose of a show, right? Let's be realistic. Aaron Glenn is calling the defense. He's on the hot seat. He has to show improvement in the defense, or he's out of a job. Like if they go all offense and they score a bunch of points and they go, 5 and 12 with because we get outscored every game and we're the 29th defense in the league, and he's the guy calling the plays. There's no one to blame. He's fired, right? So the reality is he has no choice. He has to go defense in this draft. He absolutely has to. It doesn't mean he won't take any offense. It doesn't mean if the right guy's not there. It doesn't mean if we don't sign a good guard. If we don't sign either AVT or Simpson, we have to take a guard in the second round. We have no choice. So so there are things that could happen, but I'm not saying no offense. But man, it feels like such a waste. And eBoogie, I love you, so I mean it's not at you, but I'm saying it feels like it would be such a waste as far as do we want to try to do something that would be realistic to what we know? And I just can't see the Jets coming out and making this an offensive draft, given that their coach's job is on the line.
No, I'm with you. I don't honestly think it's going to be all defense either, unless the board breaks that way. But I don't see. I mean, honestly, I think 30 minutes into the draft, we're going to break old Boogie's request right here, like right away. I'm sorry. I mean, there's a lot of Tate at 2 love I'm seeing this week. I don't see it, man. I don't.
I think it's just because of the situation, like, and that's why I don't like it. Like that's why I don't like when a GM and a coach when there's no hierarchy, because Aaron Glenn's going to fight for what's going to save his job. And if he could if he could bring the defense to a top 20 defense, let's say he's 16th in the league, 17th in the league, right? Whatever it is, and win some games, at the end, he could say, I'm making progress. We're going the right direction, right? But if we go offense, we still don't have a quarterback, so we could draft all these guys, and then we still might, we all know that you could have an offense that looks really great on paper, and then you put in some quarterback who sucks, and it means nothing. So, and then he has this terrible defense, or he has a quarterback that's a little, let's say, gets like whoever, just say Kirk Cousins, Derek Carr, Anthony Richardson, if you're one of those people, fill in with whoever you want to fill in. Let's say that we get that guy and he plays good, like he plays okay. It still might not be enough because in this league, okay doesn't get you a ton. but let's say he plays okay. We score 24 points a game, right? Sometimes even more. But because we went all offense, our defense is terrible, and we're losing games 31-24 or 38-31. He's gone. Aaron Glenn is gone. And they're saying, look, you're a defensive coordinator, your second year, you fired the guy, you started to call the plays, and you still were one of the worst defenses. So again, there's no way for me to rationalize. And it's not about me personally agreeing with it or not agreeing with it. It's just the rationalization that Aaron Glenn is going to be fighting to draft defensive players.
The way you spoke so eloquently, I'm on board, brother. Harry Wiener chimes in. Chaos. Have you ever met a Harry Wiener?
I have met him. I have met his family. No, for real. I've met his wife, his nephews and nieces, his son. I've eaten. They
Sheesh.
had catered Mexican. And it was literally called the Wienerama. I'm not even making it up. It was the Wienerama.
You know what? It's better than a wiener roast.
There's a bunch of guys just like Harry, grumpy big guys, old grumpy big guys, complaining and bitching about the Jets. That's what it was.
You know what? I envy that, but then again, I don't. So I see it both ways. Let me see a couple more I want to get into before we go ahead and rip the scab off. B. Boru, I think is how you say it. He says you could get Jeremiah Love, keep Hall, and sign Pierce Richardson. What do you think about just loading that running back room?
um I don't hate. I mean, at 2 I would hate it. Like, let's say for some reason he dropped to 16 because he's a running back, right? And we took him. I'd be shocked. I know there would be outrage and people would be very upset. Part of me would be a little excited. Part of me would be a little excited because as much as it would seem so ridiculous for us to take a running back, right? And there are players that sometimes you feel this way about. At the same time, and I'm saying, it's like, I know it might be ridiculous and I wouldn't argue, and I hope people would be pissed, and I wouldn't say they shouldn't be pissed, and people could say we're the stupidest organization, and they could say whatever they want. But when the game started in that first game, week 1, there would be part of me that's really excited because he's really a special running back. Like, he's very, very good, right? He's very electric. He's really, really fun to watch. I wouldn't take him. I want to make that clear. But if somehow Jeremiah Love became a New York Jet, there's no way I'm going to lie and say there wouldn't be a part of me that was excited to see him play.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the excitement factor would be there for sure. How long it would last, we don't know. But, number 2 overall, there's a lot of pressure, to deliver a savior. Is Jeremiah Love a savior? Maybe for some. I don't know if he is for the New York Jets. And I don't know if that makes sense, but I don't know, man. But I think we need a real savior, or at least one that can buy us a year to find another. And running back, it's tough, man. If you were to tell me, you know what, the Jets' first pick will be slotted at number 4 this year, then hey, man, now all of a sudden I'm like, Downs, Love, I don't care. Maybe still an edge. Hey, because that means I got a third and a second or a future one. It's like different story. But to stick and pick it to a running back, tough, man. But yeah, I mean, Love would have me. He would pique my interest, man. That's all I'm saying. I'm with you. It would be exciting, especially. We've walked into the last how many years in a row thinking we had that at running back and haven't gotten it. So
I mean, the
hey,
only way they would take him at 2 or even 16 is if Brees Hall was gone.
yeah, or if they could flip him on draft day, maybe.
Right, but they're not taking him at 2. Like they're not going to take Jeremiah Love at 2. They're just not. It's not going to happen. Again, if he slipped to 16, which is not impossible either. I know people say there's no way he could slip to 16. Of course there is. He's a running back, so he could slip to 16. I'm not saying he will, but I've seen weirder things than a running back slipping to 16 in today's NFL, right? So you just never know. Anything can happen.
Got a super chat, and I'm a little puzzled by it, Jeremy. Not by the comments, but by the dollar amount. Looks like it is $6.90. Jeremy, have you ever seen that before in your life?
I have not. That is really
No.
weird. But you know what? Jets Worldwide is really weird. So
Yeah. Maybe it's Johnny hacked his credit card and made it 6.9. You know how Johnny
yeah,
is.
he just said, he did 0.9 and not 7 because he needed a little bit. There's a place that sells this whole big freaking tray of steaks, and he thought that extra dime will help him get that steak.
Aside from that, jokes aside, man, Snowball chiming in, and you know what? This has been near and dear to my heart. This take, tag and trade Brees, but then also draft Caleb Downs at number 2. I thought I had that hot take 2 weeks ago. I was talking to Dom, and that was my take. All of a sudden, man, there's a lot of people on the Downs wagon, I'm going to call it. So what do you think? Maybe unpack that bit by bit. Tag and trade Brees, and then trade or draft Downs at 2. What do you think of that super chat by Snowball?
I don't. If I'm the GM, I don't take Downs at 2, but I do this, and I do it every mock now. And people say you have to have a trade partner. I will have a trade partner because I will let them cheat me. Like I will get ripped off because the point system means nothing. And the reason it means nothing is because there's no quarterback in this draft after the Raiders take Mendoza. So the cool point, you have to throw out the traditional point system. But I'm going to look at Tennessee. I'm going to look at the Giants and Cleveland. And this is what I'm going to say to myself. I'm gonna swap with them just for their second round pick. Right. One of them doesn't have one, but I think like Tennessee has like 37 or something. Right. So I'm gonna go to Tennessee or something. I'm gonna say, give me your 37 and let's switch places. Or I'm gonna say, I'll say that to the Giants, I'll say to Cleveland, whatever. I think one of them doesn't have one, so skip them. I'm not gonna go past 6. I'm not looking to go past 6. And here's why I'm doing this. Because for me, I have insurance if Caleb Downs goes. Right? Because what's not going to happen is you're not going to, if you trade down with Tennessee, then it can't happen. But even if you go down to Cleveland to 6, you're not going to have Reese, Downs, and Styles all off the board. So I might sit there and say, I'm trading down with Cleveland, and my plan is I'm gonna take Caleb Downs. If he's off the board, did Reese slip? If so, I'll take him. If he didn't slip, but he went, then Sonny Styles is on the board. They're all 3 not gonna go. So, and even if they did, then you could say Bailey, right? But there's enough quality players that I could afford to take that chance. Because I'm definitely going to get somebody. Now, you might say, why would somebody trade up? Well, I'm letting them rip me off. And let's say, why would Tennessee trade up? Because maybe Salah has a big, big freaking crush on Bailey or Bain, right? Because we know how he loves edges. And maybe he just wants to make sure he gets his guy. I don't know that he would. But maybe Cleveland has a guy that they love. Maybe they want to get Tate, right? Like, it's just what for whatever reason, one of these teams, because of the point value system, might just say, well, this is a once-in-a-life opportunity. We can move up, and all it does is cost us a second-round pick. But all it takes is for one of these teams to be completely in love with a player to swap with us.
I have been a strong proponent of just that, man. If you need, people say you will not have the ability to slide. You can if you take a little less on the dollar, like you're saying, man. You can facilitate it. It might not be pretty, but man, there's 3 defensive ends, and most people can't agree which to take. There's Downs. There's Carnell Tate. It's like, man, if you know you're getting one of those 5, I almost don't care about having the first choice as long as I have a choice of one of those 5.
And it's like
Um,
it's a different cup of tea for depending on what team you are, right? Because like they're very different guys, right? Like so Reese is definitely to me a 3-4 guy. Stand them up because you can't just line them up because you have to give yourself some insurance that if he doesn't work out as a hand in the dirt edge, that at least you have him. I mean, this is Reese I'm talking about. At least you have him standing up because he has more. He does more than just blitz, right? Like he does more than that. He stops the run. He goes sideline to sideline. Like he could be a linebacker for you, right? You still have a good player in him, right? So for me, it's got to be 3-4 for him. For Bain, if you can't be 3-4 because what are you going to do? Line him up as a defensive end in a 3-4? You can't take a guy in the top 5 and use him as as an offensive tackle guard absorber. You just can't do that. So because that's just horrible management of resource. So
right, it's a
he's a
waste, right?
so he's a very different guy. He's a 4-3 guy, but he's more like a JFM, maybe 4-3 guy, maybe much better. But I'm saying in the sense that he might be a little bit better in the inside. He might, people are going to argue, he should be on the inside in a 4-3. So you're going to have that issue with him. So he's very different. And then you got Bailey, and the big fear about Bailey, and it's legitimate. It doesn't mean this is going to be true, but right now he still has to develop as a run-stopping edge. Right now, if he didn't improve, if he doesn't evolve as an edge setter and to stop the run, he's going to be a pass rush specialist. That's really high for a pass rush specialist to go top 5, right? That's really high. So they're all 3 different. Now, again, Bailey might evolve and be fine on early downs and be okay stopping the run and be the best player in the draft. I'm not saying he won't, but you are rolling some dice because he has not done it on film in college. Like if you watch his film, he got better because he did it last year and he played all downs, but it wasn't a strength. We don't know if he's going to be really good at it. And you're talking about using a top 5 pick on an edge. You want it to be a well-rounded edge that does everything, right? You don't want a pass rush specialist there. So you have 3 different.
We have one of those. We have one of those, man.
Right. So we have 3 different types of edge, right? You have 3 different guys. But other teams, they might say we have really good linebackers. The way our defense is structured, we're really good stopping the run. We could risk Bailey. He would be our guy. He's the best pure pass rusher in the draft. I believe that. So that a guy like Salah might see him and his mouth is watering and saying, I'm not worried about it. I'll stop the run some other way. I've got to have that guy. You just don't know. Right. And that's what might make somebody willing to trade up because they each want to secure and make sure they get their guy.
Yes, a specific. They have a specific request. Whereas, honestly, we could probably use them all, but we would like our choice, but we don't need our choice. I'm with you, man. Some teams might need their choice. So that's interesting. I don't know if you know this, Chaos, but I just wanted to let you know. If you didn't, B. Boro chimes in. He says Chris Bell is a real man.
I love Chris Bell in the second round if we don't get a wide receiver. And I don't care that he's coming off for an ACL. He had a clean surgery. All the results have been good. What do I care if they have to PUP and put him on the PUP list for the first 6 weeks? Who cares? Does that matter in the long run? If he's the guy, he's the guy. I don't give a shit if we have to start the first 6 games without him. I don't care if he doesn't play till week 10. What do I care? I mean, who's going to care? Aaron Glenn's going to care, but we don't care because we're not winning the Super Bowl anyway. Right. But if Chris Bell is going to be a stud wide receiver and we get him at value in the second round because of the injury, sign me up. So I don't love it. I mean, there are guys I would get. There are guys in my mocks I like better, so I don't do it. But then again, when I do make that trade and I have that extra second round pick, if I don't get Mekhi Lemon, there have been times where I take Chris Bell. I say screw it.
Yeah. Well, and I'm with you to a point. I won't say I don't care because we're not winning a Super Bowl or you know what I mean? Like I think that I think you would agree with what I'm about to say even more, and that's about forming the best team you can in 2027, right? And if Chris Bell has a rookie season where he's coming off an ACL and it takes him a little while, but then 2027 can hit the ground running, that's a win for us because, like you said, he was a first round pick before that ACL injury. He is, dude, he plucks everything. Big guy. Uh, he's one to track because I mean I've even seen him in spots go in the third. It's like what? So
No,
yeah, it's something.
we've seen players slip because of injuries, right? N'Kobe Dean, right?
Mhm.
You want to talk about a guy who slipped because of an injury, right? I mean, nobody, I couldn't, I still to this day can't believe how far down he slipped.
Yeah.
You know,
Boru is with us. He says Bell is actually stronger since injury. That's high praise. He is heavy in the Bell camp, and I love it, man, because there's not a lot of people talking him. They just they took him off their board, and I don't think he's off ours.
he didn't
So
damage.
we'll see.
He didn't damage any of the other parts of his knee that sometimes is an issue. It was clean. It was a clean tear. This is everything I read about it, and it was
Mhm.
a completely successful surgery with no issues.
I'm
We
with you.
see so many players come back from that nowadays. Nowadays, it's like Tommy John in baseball. It's part of the process. Like most of the players, the special, the wide receivers, running backs, some point in their career, it's like almost getting to the point where it's like 50-50. They're going to have an ACL.
It's almost like nowadays two are what one used to be. Like two in the same knee is the equivalent of one in the past.
Yeah.
Uh, I know it's crazy to say, but like medicine's gotten better, and it seems like one is okay, but when you do the same knee twice, then it's like I don't know though.
The bad injury right now in football is the Achilles. And I will say this, by the way, people take it lightly. It's not lightly. Hamstring issues have ended careers and destroyed careers. Like, so there's such thing as tearing hamstring, and then you come back and they're fine if they let it heal the right way and you get lucky. But I've seen athletes in both baseball and football. Hamstring is the end because sometimes for some people it never stops. Like once they
It
have that
lingers.
problem, it lingers. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Snowball wants to know: does Bell pluck everything like Antonio Cromartie?
I mean, I mean,
Pluck?
I don't know if,
Pluck?
if when I think Bell, when I think Bell, I'm not saying he's not good hands, but that's not what jumps out at me about him. Like it's not what jumped out to me about him wasn't hands. It was explosiveness. It was jiggity jiggity wiggity. You know what I mean? That kind of twitch. And it's of course you can't ignore the size, you can't ignore the speed. You know, he's the route running looks really precise, really good, and when he does get the ball, he's like again, it's just he's electric. He explodes. He was really fun to watch. He was going to be a first round pick. The injury is the only reason we're talking about him in the second round.
There we go.
I
I'm
heard
with
the
you, man.
I heard the best critique of him. You know what? I'm not going to say his name, but somebody didn't like him because he said, "Oh, he's too much like Mims. He's tall and fast like Mims." So
I've heard that too.
my reaction to that is, you're going to tell me that you're no longer going to be interested in big, fast receivers, and that's a bad thing for receivers to be big and fast because of one player that didn't work out. Like, can we please stop?
I've heard the Mims comp, and it kind of stunned me. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't go that far. Let's see, man. Let's see how this plays out. Again, like it's kind of for me the same reason I am on the re-sign AVT talk. Like I feel like we can take a risk or two. Um, I do, because let's face it, we need a lot, and if we mildly hit the quarterback, or if we bust the quarterback, we're gonna need the rest of our picks to be, heavy ROI. And if we can get a Chris Bell late, if we can retain AVT because he wants to give us a deal since he boned us several years in the making, I think we should be open to that. I don't think that you have to stick to your guns and only take safe guys and write this ship in a year or two. I don't. I think you got to be calculated, obviously. But for me, it's yeah, bring back AVT if you can, unless he wants max value. Um, and maybe we slide in one of these first few picks and we have a third and we don't take Bell in a second, but hey, we have a third and boom, we take him. That I'm entertaining all that.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm not sitting here. I'm sitting here, and he's a guy that is one of a handful of guys that I really like. He's not my favorite. He's not the guy I'm screaming and like waving the freaking flag that we have to get this guy. He's one of the guys I like. There's a bunch of guys in the second round that they could take that I'd be happy. I have a handful of guys that I like in the second round. And Bell is just one of them. Bell is just one of the guys I'd be perfectly fine with them taking. I'd be much more comfortable if they grabbed in the third round. Like, I'd love it if we'd make our 2 picks and we have a third round pick because we traded at some point down a little bit. And the next thing you know, because of his injury, he slips and we're somewhere in the middle of the third round or early third round and Bell's on the board and we grab him. That would be ideal, obviously. But he's one of those players that even if he goes at at 43 or whatever it is, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't know what this means per se, but Scott Foster says the last Louisville player Dane was high on broke his heart. I'm at a loss there, Scott. It wasn't Jarvis Brownlee, I'm sure. Was it Mekhi Becton? I wasn't high on him, but Teddy Bridgewater. Scott, tell us, was it the Louisville Slugger? I don't know if I was high on him or that I knew Scott then either. Tell us, Scott. But anyways, all right, let's get into it, man. Are you opposed to me doing PFF?
I'm not opposed to anything.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? I have a feeling this won't be our only one. So if we don't like something about how this goes, we can switch it up. Let me see. Is there anything you want to, get off the bat before we begin this mock? Do you want to do 2 and one is yours and one is mine? Do you want to do 2 and one is ours and one is the chat's? I assume we're just doing
I like doing it. No, I think we could do 2. We could be one where you and me do it, and then we could do one where the chat does it. I like the you and me working it out and having to convince each other.
Yes, I'm with you.
With some influence from the chat. We're obviously, even in when we decide, the chat was obviously going to influence us too.
And let me ask you this.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say is I see a lot of people, they do 2 rounds and they screw up because what if you slide at some point and you get a third and you can't use it? So like, are trades off the table? Do you want to just stick it for 3 rounds? And if we don't have a third, it's over. It doesn't matter.
I would stick it for 4 rounds.
Okay.
That's around. That's after the 4th round is when it doesn't matter anymore. Like when it starts to become like I'm out of players pretty much that I care that much about. There's a few guys. There's like, the center for Indiana. If we didn't take a center, that might be there. There's some guys back there, but not enough that matters as much. That's good. The bulk of our draft is going to be those first 4. But if we do any trades, the first 5 or 6 guys, that's what's going to matter.
Okay. I'm with you. I will say max 1 trade per draft. Just you get kind of out in the weeds when you're moving up and down and all around. Scott did clarify. He said Isaac Garendo. Man, he got me there. He got me. I liked him big time. Hey, his career isn't over, Scott. You never know, man. He got me. All right, I got it. I'm bringing it up. I'm just going to share it and then I can adjust it after rather than adjust it and then share it. So let's see.
By the way,
Share the,
by the way, with nobody in the world did I ever take my bow with Tet, the wide receiver from last year that I
yeah.
love, used to go freaking crazy over. And Dom C, I don't know if I like him that much. Blah, 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 blah. I'm on a roll with wide receivers. I'm just gonna say.
I'm not and I give you credit for the wide receivers of late. I will say Tet, my big plan was, man, keep Moses. Mambu looks cool, but I want Tet, man. Tet and Morgan Moses would have been a good year. I don't know that it was the right choice, but man, would I love to have McMillan going into this draft.
And by the way, when I say Ted, I'm not being like the Bowers boys, annoying and rubbing into people's face. I'm very happy with Membu. Membu had a 70 and over a 70 rating. That is like insanely high for a rookie playing tackle, and he has all the makings to be an all-pro tackle for the next 10 years for us. So I have no problem with Membu. I was just taking a bow for knowing and being right about that. Not that I'm not saying screaming we should have taken him. I'm just happy to have been proven correct. Suedo bow. Because I loved him. I loved Ted
Yeah.
so much. He was so special.
Well, and if people forget, man, there was this whole discourse right before the draft how he wasn't worth a top 10 pick. He didn't show separation on film. He didn't run at the combine. He only ran at the pro day, and like there was this whole sourpuss people, like this whole group of people just trashing him. And it's like, are you guys serious? Like, have you seen this guy play?
It was ridiculous. Well, maybe because we're on the West Coast. Like we watch a lot of Pac-10. I don't know what it is. It was amazing to me that people will find a way to get down on any player. I couldn't believe it. I said, are they not watching this guy? He's a freak. And
Yeah.
and you know what was cool is a lot of his big plays for Carolina. He was a freak, like freakish things, freakish body torse, like the way he torsed his body to make catches, like the same way he did in college.
Facts. Scott's right. Right now, nobody's right, nobody's wrong. But I will say it does look like T Mac is worthy of a top 10 pick, which a lot of people didn't say he was. I'm not saying the Jets should have taken him, and I don't think Chaos is either. But back then, I was toying with it. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
But Member's real, though. And we are thankful we don't need a tackle in this draft. That's for sure.
It's just a little bit of a confidence builder when I talk about a guy like Chris Bell liking him, but also how much I love Mekhi Lemon. Like it makes me feel like I'm coming from somewhere because I knew I had Garrett Wilson, Jameson Williams. I thought I got wrong, and then he turns it around in his life by his third year and starts to prove me right because I love Jameson Williams out of Alabama. So I'm probably my best position right now out of college, like my hit rate. If you go back and watch my film, because I got receipts for all of it, because all my videos are out there. I've been the strongest at wide receiver as far as as a projecting guys, and
Right. I'm with you. And that information, that skill, that whatever you want to call it, could come in handy here in the next 20 minutes. So, buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. Spike the like button. Check out Brooklyn Brothers Food Review. We are about to start this, and I've already heard some people say, "Do not dare draft downs at 2." It sounded like a challenge, but I'm just gonna leave it at that. All right, we up first, Chaos?
I guess we're up first because we know who Raiders take.
Let's see. So I like to kind of medium this out. I don't know if you do or not. Position value should matter a little. Draft for need should matter a little. We are the Jets. We're gonna go 4 rounds. You said?
Yeah.
Okay. And let's start it on slow, and then I can speed it up midway through. But at least we'll see what's happening early on. All right, entering the draft. See if I can get this. I don't think they need us to be ginormous. So let's give a little more air to the mock here. And again, if you couldn't tell, it's my first time doing this, so bear with me. Let's see. Maybe this is better. Yeah, that's probably better. Can you see it, Chaos?
I can see it.
All right. Okay. So, not planning a trade up to 1, right?
No.
Okay. All right.
I'll listen.
Starting the
I
draft.
would listen. I would answer the phone for them, but I'm not calling them and wasting my time.
Fair. All right. Beginning now. And they took Caleb Downs. No.
I would lose my shit.
Okay. You know what? The last time I tried this was like a month ago, and I couldn't even guarantee that these damn simulators would put Mendoza 1. That's how annoying it was. But now it seems like they've really drilled down into Mendoza going first, which is cool. Oh, man. Never dreamed that this would be the big board when we were up, Jeremy. But what do you see when you look out over the horizon?
I'm gonna say it, man. I'm not there at a point where I take Caleb Downs, although part of me knows he's the best football player in this draft, and part of me knows that saying it's because he's a safety has some truth to it in my heart, because I there is some truth to position value, but I also know that I'm full of shit when I say it, because I know the impact he has on a defense is very real. And and he's by far the most exciting film. But I would definitely do what Jets Worldwide is saying and check the trades, because even trading down 1 or 2 spots, you get Caleb Downs and a second round pick. To me, that's fine. Good deal. I would love to be able to get Caleb Downs because we were able to get a second round pick also. I just can't get there though at picking him at number 2.
Yeah. I'm having a little trouble. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I do see that there are 5 trade offers, but when I go to them, it wants me to propose a trade. Am I missing something here?
No, I mean, I always have to propose a trade for this pick. Nobody's
I don't
coming.
know why.
Nobody's knocking on my door. I think though, doesn't that give you the teams that are interested in the trade when it says trade 5?
Oh, okay. Teams interested in pick number 2. There are 5. Hold on. Okay, you can't see this part, but the Browns at 6, the Saints at 8, Finns at 11, Lions at 17, Texans at 28.
You see, I would offer the Browns swap 2 and 6, and they give us 39. Right now, you might want to check if they'd be interested in doing 24. I doubt they would. Right.
Ooh, you know what? Let me.
I mean, if they're going to give us 24, if we're going to swap 2 for 6 and they're going to give us their 24th pick, you run for that. You go for that so hard. That's like the greatest.
Okay, let me just lay this out for you. I know we talked about the trade value chart and how it means diddly and poo, but I do want to gauge it just for proposing a trade. 2 to 6 is 1,000 points, which is the equivalent of pick 16.
So we are okay. So this is realistic. We're giving away value because there's no quarterback. We said we're not going to get full value back.
Right, 24. I mean, that would leave. I mean, we could still get a third off them, and then it would be equal.
I mean,
that'd be pick 70.
You can get. What do you mean, like add a 70 also?
Yes.
I don't think in real life they're going to do that, but
probably not. Let's leave it off.
I mean, let's leave it off and be realistic and say they're not going to do it, right? Because there's no one to trade up for. Really, we have to hope that the Browns have a hard on for somebody, right? So
you know what? Here's an idea. Boss Girl says take the extra pick, make it next year. Can we do that?
I was going to say you maybe ask for a second rounder next year or a third rounder next year. I mean, try a second rounder and see what it says.
Still likely to be accepted.
Good. That's a great trade for us. Okay, so
are we doing this? Are we doing this?
Here's why I'm all for it. If Caleb Downs is off the board, we have insurance because Sonny Styles, Reese, Someone's going to be there. And even if all three were gone, then that means Bailey slipped. And that's okay.
Yes.
I could live with that. Or we could just take a wide receiver.
Carnell Tate.
There you go.
What I will say, and before people get mad at us for making this trade, stick around because you guys are doing your own mock draft immediately following this. I mean, this mock draft will last us 15 minutes, so you don't have to stick around long. But then I'm going to compare Chaos's draft and I's draft versus the chats, and I'm going to post it out there and see whose draft is better, folks.
I don't, by the way, I mean, maybe getting the second round pick next year is unrealistic. Maybe they would just give us 39. Like I said, we'd really have to go pennies to the dollar. But tank for tie. I don't agree that it's completely unrealistic. Like I think 100%, we'd be stupid to do it. Like most Jet fans would be pissed if we swapped 2 and 6 and only got 39. People would be pissed. I'd be okay with it, personally, because I don't care. I'm even because there's so many players we can get at 6 that we can get at 2. Like, you know what I mean? But anyway, they accepted the trade.
They are. Are we ready to resume this draft?
Let's see who's still on the board. I can't wait.
All right, here we go. Let me hold on. I'm going to make Snowball wait a little bit longer. I'm going to look at these proposals now. All right, here we go.
Make that bitch wait.
Okay, number 2, Ruben Bain. Reese.
Good.
Bailey. Tate.
Wow. That would be a shocker because they have neighbors. So Caleb Downs is there. Now you have to decide, do you want Caleb Downs or Sonny Styles?
Not Jeremiah Love, old Jeremy?
Nope, I'm not going Jeremiah Love. I love him. I love. I got no problems with him. I think he might become a very, very special player. Very special.
Listen to this. I screwed us.
Because he wanted
Wow, Wave says.
He probably wanted Arvell Reese. Arvell Reese, to me, has an incredibly high ceiling. I'd be very excited if we took him. He's also one of the scariest players in the draft for me. Arvell Reese. Incredibly scary for me. Because
it takes the right staff, right? It takes the right scheme.
He could absolutely be a bust, man. A lot of it is projecting with him based on physical attributes. He is this probably great, super high ceiling, man. Don't get me wrong. He might end up being a Hall of Famer, but he also could be a bust. You know, so like it scares the shit out of me. I don't think he'll be a bust as like per se, because I think at the very least he could be a solid linebacker. Like I think Reese will be a solid. Like I think the worst case scenario, his floor is that he won't be a great edge, but he'll be an okay outside linebacker. You know, or one of the interior guys. Even you could do almost anything with him.
You know, Snowball has a good point, man. How is this a loss when we now have 3 1s?
It's not a loss. It's only for people who wanted Arvell Reese. But how can you tell me that you are honestly going to tell me that you love Reese so much more than Downs that you wouldn't want the 24th pick in the draft? You see, I can't even argue with that. That's beyond, like, that's just, I mean, what are you talking about? Like you're talking,
anyone can be a bust.
Of course anyone can be a bust. He's just the most scary to me. You know?
Well, and I don't even think there are. Jeremy,
high risk.
I don't know that they're arguing with you. I think they're arguing with all the boos in the chat. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. No,
I don't know.
It's crazy. It's crazy that people get so crazy about their guy when you say they could be a bust. Because, like, have you watched football over the last bunch of years? Like, how long have you been a football fan? We watch guys that we would never believe would be a bust. It happens all the time. Vernon Gulston, when we took Vernon Gulston, I thought we had a guy, I thought he was going to get 20 sacks a year. I thought we had the greatest player in the world. Bust. You know what I mean? It's like, don't tell me. What about, has Thibodeau worked out? Is anyone going to hear and be a liar now and say you didn't love Thibodeau? Well, what's doing?
with the aspect in mind, I mean, so many people said it in the chat. Anyone can be a bust. Doesn't it behoove you to have 3 firsts rather than 2? When you take that into account, anyone can be a bust. Don't you want 3 stabs?
Every argument,
I mean,
everything.
pardon the Sanchez joke, but
And by the way, if we can't trade down, if I'm the GM and we can't trade down, I take Arvel Risa too. I want to make that very clear. So 2 things could be true. I could love Arvel Reese, the prospect, right? But I could also be honest and say he scares me because I don't think he has. I think Caleb Downs has a much higher floor. I mean, because I think with Reese, there's a lot of it is based on his speed, his size, right? But we've seen that blow up in our face. So there's just some concern with me with him. He gets eaten. Sometimes he disappears into the tackle, man. When he lines up on the line, sometimes he just gets eaten up. And every player gets eaten up sometimes. I know that. So I still love Reese. I still love him. I'll still be very happy if we take him. I'm just saying I'm not 100% confident. Like I'm gonna be hoping, rooting for him, and I love him, and I'll be excited we take him. But I can't sit there and say I know that Reese is gonna be great. Caleb Downs to me is the safest pick in the world. I can't. He's just the safest player to me in this draft, and that's my opinion. It might not, and that's my personal opinion.
That's also mine. I think he has the highest floor. If you lump him in with the 3 edges, quote unquote edges, he has the highest floor out of all 4. And you know what? I'm not saying do that with every pick, but the very first one, I'm okay with that. And to go from 2 to pick 6 and acquire a first and a second later, I'm running this card up to the podium. Chaos. Tell me why we're not clicking draft downs right now.
The only reason we're not running to do it for me is the one little thing I'm looking at is Sonny Styles. That's the one thing. That's my temptation. Like if you say, is there anything luring you away? It's Sonny Styles. And it's so funny that Bus Girl says that. Yeah, I mean, like if this was real life, if we traded down. And it's not completely unrealistic. It's not. If we're willing to take less than the 1,000 points on the value system, and a team is getting it at a value, they might. It's not impossible that it would happen. I'm just saying. Sonny Styles is another prospect that's just not far off of my. I think it's very hard for me. I literally could shift day to day. There could be a day where I say Sonny Styles over Caleb Downs. There could be a day where I say Downs over Sonny Styles. Like they're both very, very, very like in my top tier of guys.
All right. Well, I respect that, and I respect you teetering. I hope that you will agree that if you're teetering that closely, that I could, help you one way or the other. Big downs, man. Big down. I have to take downs here.
I go downs for the ceiling, for the floor, and
right.
And not only that, downs because we didn't get an interception last year.
Yeah. Yes, dude. I've seen him full extension grab picks. Like it's insane. But also what I like about Downs, hold on. Let me just speak on Downs for a minute. What I liked about him is literally watching cut-ups of him. I watched like 10 minutes straight, and the dude didn't tackle with his shoulder the entire 10 minutes straight. He wrapped and drove guys over and over and over again. And for a safety, I think that's great, man. The amount of tackling legs and stuff he can do from pursuit is just crazy to me. When guys lead with their head and their neck and their shoulders, man, they're going to be hurt. He is not one of those.
I also think some people, because he's a safety, think about him the wrong way. They're thinking about a guy who's always going to be just in passing plays or sometimes coming up for the run. And I don't really think they understand what kind of player Downs is. Every once in a while, I think that what makes him so special is that he's not that kind of safety where he's just going to be good at being a safety. he's a needle mover on defense. Like, he gets behind the line of scrimmage on running plays because he reads the play. Remember how Jamal Adams, I mean, I know he sucked. He couldn't catch a football, like as far as on passing downs. But you remember how special he was on running downs and how he'd get into the backfield and the kind of things he could do? I think Caleb Downs is better. And the thing about Caleb Downs is that he is also amazing against the pass. Like, he's a great coverage guy if he ever has to coverage one-on-one. He's great at reading the quarterback and, baiting and getting the interception. But he also can get into the backfield. He could blitz. He's like, imagine Troy P from Pittsburgh. This is his ceiling, obviously. Imagine Ronnie Lott, Ed Reed. Think of that level. Because if he hits a ceiling, that's what the vibe I get from him.
I am with you. I put the card into the to Goodell, and he ran it up. We took Downs. We got him, man. We have guess what? We have 4 more picks in the next like 38. Let's get cooking, man. I will say the Washington Commanders right behind us, they went love. So let's see what happens after that. We have Sonny Styles, man.
Yeah, believe me, I wish we can get both. I love Sonny Styles. Can you imagine having Downs and Sonny Styles? Oh my god.
And honestly, if we weren't hamstrung by our rules, we might have been able to get both. And Nuji may, but we'll see. We'll see.
I do it all the time in mocks.
Well, agreed. All right, let's keep going. Tell me when you're pained by a pick.
Oh yeah, I'll let you know. No one so far. Please let the cornerbacks go. Let the cornerbacks go. I don't mind the tackles or the cornerbacks. Take them all day. Lemon, that hurts. That hurts. That was the one I didn't want to see happen.
All right. So Lemon is off the board. Let me see if I can get
something. I gotta say right off the bat, Keldrick Falk is not somebody to snarf at.
Snarf, baby.
Like, I snarf him. I mean, we don't talk about him. Nobody talks about him. Watch his tape. He's not a bad football player. Like, there's no guarantee that he's not going to be the best edge out of this class. It's not impossible. I'm just gonna say he could be a guy that, and he could be a guy that's getting 15, 16 sacks. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying take him. I'm not jumping to take him. I'm just saying people write players off, and it just doesn't make sense to me.
All right, so let me just scroll a little past it. You know what? You spoke about Falk. Let me speak on one. Caleb Banks, I've heard a lot of. I don't know him personally, so I'm going to skip him. We don't need a tackle. A corner, maybe not this high when we have other choices coming. I mean, we picked 2 more times in the next 17. Denzel Boston, I think, is a real choice here.
Oh yeah.
But just to show you more, Caden McDonald may be a choice. Kenyon Sadiq.
Who's Sadiq? Hey, I don't even know who that is. I hate when they throw.
Hey, Sadiq. Hey, Sadiq. Just want you to know this is my master plan. I traded back from 2 just to get us pick 24. So sit tight, baby.
It's nice to know that we have 24. I forgot about that. Knowing that we have 24 in our back pocket helps with this pick.
Okay. So speak to me, Falk. I mean, the chat's going fast, man. If you see anything there, let me know. But also it's Falk. There's McDonald there. It's Boston. It's Ione, who, and that's not how you say his name, but Ione, who Johnny Boy referenced, the guard, or any of these other guys.
With Ione, here's the thing with Ione. He's the safest offensive player in the draft. Right? Like, there's no question he's the safest pick in the draft on offense. There's no question about it in my mind. Like, you put him in there, he's your guard forever. Right? So here's the thing though. We're gonna know a lot more about him or our need for a guard by when the draft actually happens, because we don't know what we're going to do. If we sign Simpson for 2 to 3 years, I'm not saying we should or we shouldn't. I'm saying if we do, or if we signed AVT and people went nuts and they're mad about it, but if we did and we signed them to 2 or 3 years or even a 1 year prove it deal, that changes the need for a guard. Right? So that changes things. If we let both those guys walk, if we don't retain Simpson, we don't bring him back, AVT, too many injuries, and we go into this draft with Mitchell as our starting guard at the moment, moved over from tackle, then this becomes an absolute pick for us.
Is it true, Jeremy? He hasn't let up a sack since 2023.
Yeah, he's one of these crazy guys, But I don't know how they rate with guards, how they can tell.
Is he left guard, right guard?
I thought he was a left guard, right?
Okay. Well, you know what's cool? Like he can. I mean, I assume he played with. I assume he played with Olu.
I assume he played with Olu.
That's cool.
I
next to him, probably.
Yeah, I mean, Olu. That means that he played as a sophomore. So the question is, was this his third year starting?
I mean, you see it on screen right here. Yeah, it's his third year. Well, I don't know how.
So that means he played the first year he actually played. He played it with Olu.
Yes, and he let up 3 sacks, but he has not since.
Right. So his sophomore year, he let up 3 sacks, or freshman. I don't even know. So,
yeah, true. But his first year or whatever that, yeah. Johnny Boy is on the train, but also I want to take you back to your very first inclination, and that was Falk. We also have Banks there. Man, this is tough for me because I'm kind of leaning on you. I see Boston, and that's all I see, but I think that's because that's all I've seen out there. But I am open because I don't think that I thought that Falk would be here now, or Banks.
Yeah. I would. Again, it sucks that we don't. I mean, do we make an assumption that we signed a guard? Let's assume we brought back Simpson or AVT. Let's work with that assumption that through free agency we're going to have guard resolved. And if I'm wrong, it's fine. Then we know it'll be a different draft. I mean, Keldrick Falk. The question is, can he play in a 3-4? Do you believe that he could play in a 3-4? Is there information on him? Can you open it up?
Yeah, let's see. Well, there's grades. Let me see.
I watched a little bit of them, but I'll go to the analysis.
Analysis. Oh yeah, riveting.
Here's the guy.
First look, yeah, there is not. So we don't have that information yet,
He's
folks.
Young. He's not huge.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, he's 6'6", but 285.
But he's tall as shit, and he'll gain weight.
Yeah.
Oh, he's probably a stud. He's probably a stud.
I mean, I will say, I think I've heard Dom C sing his praises. If you know that guy.
Well, if he sung his praises, then that's a really good sign. And I assume that he would have made it very clear if he can't play in a 3-4, if he can't stand up.
Scott, I do pay Scott.
Most people could stand up. Most edges that are used to putting their hand in the dirt could stand up because it's not that big of a deal. You know what I mean? It's you actually, for a lot of them, they like it, right? They like getting the running head start and everything. So
Falk, all right. Let's get back on track. We're taking a while.
Let's just take him.
We're taking Falk.
Yeah.
Falk. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, we have now we can go offense with the next pick.
All right. Moving along. Caleb Banks goes.
Remember we also have pick 33. So
correct.
CJ Parker.
We got two of the next 12.
Look at that. They got Dallas taking guard. That makes sense.
Steelers. That makes sense.
It makes total sense. The Eagles taking a wide receiver makes sense.
Fuck you, Eagles. Fuck you, man. A wide receiver before both of our choices, 16 and 24.
It's easy for me. It's easy for
Yeah.
me. It's right in front of our
Let's let,
face.
let's hear you out, Chaos, because I mean I think so too, but we could be thinking about two different guys.
I think we're talking about the same guy. Look, if we were still going defense, it would be Lee Hunter in a heartbeat because we're moving to a 3-4 and we need a nose tackle. I think he's being overdrafted though. Like
Who?
you know, on these boards, Hunter. Like I think Hunter's a second round pick. Like to me, Hunter's 33, not 24. Like I don't take him at 24 here. I would take him at 33, but I'm not taking him at 24. You know, so that's my personal opinion. Because as Greenby would say, there's not as much of a drop off if you just take a big fatty in the 5th round. You know what I mean? Maybe you don't got the special guy. Lee Hunter brings you more, but you could find a big fatty that could just do the job in a 3-4, that could absorb the offensive line. Right. So, I mean, for me, it's just Sadiq. And I know people say tight end, and I'm the first one that always argues that I like Mason Taylor, and I think he could develop, and I think Mason Taylor might be an excellent tight end. But Kenyon Sadiq, don't think of him as even a tight end. Think of him as a tight end slot receiver. It's a weapon. He is a weapon.
It's a weapon
in a different way than Mason Taylor. Mason Taylor might end up being a really great tight end that gets really good, gets receiving yards and blocks and does all that great stuff, and that's fine because we're gonna have a lot of we're gonna be in a 12 very often, right? We're gonna be running a 12, so we're gonna have the personnel. We're gonna have 2 tight ends on the field all the time, like anyway. So it's perfectly fine to have a versatile, does both Mason Taylor, that's evolve, and then have this guy lined up on the outside, in the slot or whatever. I just think here we need a weapon.
To recap, because they've asked in the chat, we've already gotten Caleb Downs at 6 overall. We have 1 maximum trade, and we took it right away. We also, if you forget about the future picks, we took pennies on the dollar. I'm not gonna lie. I don't consider that 2027 pick in that. So I do think we're fair. We still got Downs. We got Keldrick Falk. Now this is our extra pick. And, people say you're not going to take 2 tight ends back to back this high. I get it. I get it. But, dude,
Mason Taylor was a 3rd round pick, and this is a 2nd round pick. Mason Taylor was a 2nd round pick, but we have 3 1st round picks, and we're in a league now where it's okay to have 2 good tight ends. Look at the Buffalo Bills. Look at the Ravens. It's perfectly normal to have 2 good tight ends, especially when one of them you're drafting to use as a weapon.
We're taking him.
Yeah.
And not only that, like our passing game was anemic. It's a weapon. It's a weapon. I think that you may say that all summer, but until the fall, when you're like, okay,
pretending she knows Keldrick Falk, like terrible pick. No, that's what I can't stand. That you don't like it. That doesn't make it a terrible pick, Boss Girl, because you don't like it because you magically think you know more than everybody else, right? The whole freaking prospecting scouting world loves him, but he's a terrible pick. And if he ends up by his 3rd year being a 12 to 16 sack guy, is he a terrible pick? Like you don't know. So give me a break.
Oh, Snowball, I'm going to make you eat that. All right, moving along. You know what? Don't judge us. It's like
his consensus ranking is like 10, 11th overall. Fuck.
Yes.
But he's a great pick at 16. That's a steal at 16.
Resuming. Terrell goes. Because we pick again, baby, and don't judge us until you see our whole slate.
Keep Hunter on the board. Keep Hunter on the board. Nobody take Hunter. Keep that guy on the board.
Proctor, that sounds like a gamble.
Lee Hunter, there he goes. Damn it.
All right, we got to go to bed and wait.
The edge. No, we weren't going to take edge anyway. We already took one.
We got to go to bed and finish this tomorrow. Now it's round 2. No. All right, hold on. I ask you a question, Chaos. Can you talk for 60 seconds about what you see? Buy me 1 minute, brother.
I see we took Caleb Downs, so I'm so torn because I love Emmanuel McNeil Warren, but we took Caleb Downs. We need what do we need then? We need a linebacker. But I'm looking. We were talking about Chris Bell, and I see Chris Bell. Um, I know a lot of people aren't going to like the idea that he might not be ready week 1. Right? He might be a guy that goes on the pup list. You might not see him really make any kind of impact to week 10. But to me, he's going to have plenty of time to audition, plenty of time to let us know if we did the right thing, plenty of time to get himself reps in and get experience. So I think that Chris Bell is the guy that's jumping out the most. If we didn't get Downs, it would be a no-brainer for Emmanuel.
Yeah, EMW for me, but the whole Downs thing, you're right. I mean, we do. For all we know, we need two safeties. I just don't know how they fit together, and I also think we'll have one through free agency.
Can you scroll down
I
a
don't.
little bit more and see if there's
I can.
Okay.
Ooh, cinnamon.
Okay, so here's the guy, but I think we can get him with the next pick, and that's the only reason I don't do it. But sometimes I do it just to make sure we get him. I mean, I think that Anthony Hill would make a lot of sense. I love Anthony Hill, man. I watched him in Texas. He's great. I think it must be some physical attributes, not his play or his film, why he's at 40 and not 30, like why he's not ranked higher. Because I thought he's a stud, but it could be positional value, linebackers. He's not an edge. He's a more traditional linebacker. They have low positional value.
Would you consider Surratt over Bell?
Not at 65. Oh, trading down or something. I'm not taking Surratt. Look, I know everybody loves him because we watched Mendoza and everybody fell in love with Surratt. Cooper. I don't know why people don't talk just as much about Cooper as not. But I mean, these guys are. This is why I want a 3rd round pick, or sometimes I want another pick. I think it's a no brainer that Omar Cooker would go over Surratt. We're falling in love with Surratt for other reasons. I mean, I like him, and he might end up being really good. But physically, as a physical specimen, athletically, I mean, Omar Cooper is better.
One thing I will say about Surratt: 8 touchdowns alone on 3rd down.
He could be that guy. He's the guy that finds the space. He finds the seams. It's not because he's an athletic freak. It's because he finds the space. But it's just too high for me. I can't take him at 33.
Seeing this list of wide receivers, though, does it make you want to go a different direction and get one of them at 44?
Yeah. It makes me not want to take a receiver at 33.
Let me look at the big board again.
I mean, it hurts, by the way. I know people saying don't take a guy off injury. And I understand the sentiment of don't take a guy off of injury. But I have a feeling in 2 to 3 years you're going to really regret that with Bell.
I'm with you. No, I really like Bell. I just don't like where he's being grouped with other guys that are safer.
There are guys that are safer that might end up being good also, and we're not looking for we don't. Our need is not desperate for a WR1. Our need is for a really good WR2 or when we have Garrett Wilson. We just need a really good, solid receiver, plus AD Mitchell. The room is looking good.
All right. So if weapon can be waited for and we have a safety, are we taking another safety? Are we taking a fatty? Are we taking a corner?
In real life, I know it doesn't look good on this board, but in real life, I'm taking the linebacker. I'm taking Hill.
CJ Hill.
Anthony Hill.
CJ's gone. Yeah, let me find the linebackers. Anthony Hill. Okay, Longhorn. I'm going to lean on you because this is beyond my linebacker knowledge. But I do see the drop off after him. I mean, that's half a round.
I think,
Uh,
yeah. I mean, I like Goldie a lot, but he's not going to be available to us because we, at 103, this is our last chance to get a linebacker, and Anthony Hill is the easy pick here of what's left. And I don't think it's reaching at 33. I think that you're looking at one ranking. There are plenty of people who have him at 34, 35. I mean, it's totally fine to take him here because he's not because we want to because we like. There's a lot. If we want to go a linebacker and a wide receiver, right? Wide receiver, we know there's going to be. You saw that we have a lot of choices. We don't have that with linebacker. It's safer to grab the linebacker now.
I am with you. I don't know. He might have got a little nicked up this year, only played 10 games, but the majority of his snaps, as you see here, was in the box. He did cover slot a little bit, though, which is nice to see. So let's do it, man. I'm with you. Anthony Hill Jr., you are a New York Jet.
You know what? Maybe that's why he slipped down to 40 because he got banged up and missed some games. So maybe he slept. So
EMW.
he's a guy that the Jets, obviously, because they're looking at linebackers, he's a guy where this week at the combines, like, is he healthy? What does he look like? This is a guy that all of us should be paying attention to. Like Anthony Hill's definitely a guy that we should be paying attention to because at some point we need a linebacker at some point. And if it's not going to be Sonny Styles early, it might very well be this guy.
All right, back-to-back safety right before us, which is fine by us at 44. Oh, my guy, Pregnon is there, brother. Oh man, that's like, you know what? I'm gonna let you go because my Oregon is showing. But let me just say, Pregnon can play.
I know there's no question about it. Would be a great pick if we didn't sign a guard. He's the reason why I scarf at. I understand the kid from Penn State. If you take him at 16, or if the Jets were to end up taking him, I understand it. Like I understand, he's such a solid prospect, but at the same time, the reason I have trouble with it is because of this guy. Because I don't think the drop off, it might not be such a drop off, and he could end up being the better guard in the long run and have the better career, right? Because everybody acts like the first guy at a position taken is always the guy that ends up having the better NFL career, and that is so far from the truth, right? So if anybody was going to be the better guard or as good a guard, it's this kid. So again, but we went with the assumption that we signed a guard.
And we held off from our weapon, or I won't say weapon. We got a weapon, brother. We got a weapon. You know what? Let's recap it. We got Caleb Downs, Keldrick Falk, and Anthony Hill Jr. all for the defense. On offense, we got a Swiss Army knife, Kenyon Sadiq.
I know Dom C would like this. I know that.
I hope, man, because this is. I mean, I know people like to poo-poo mock drafts that include trades, so I get it. But at the same time, those are four guys I'd be happy, and we're taking a fifth, man. Do you feel like this has to go offense?
I feel like we have to get a wide receiver. I mean, I feel pretty. Let's look at the whole board, but I feel pretty strongly, and I think that most of our chat would be pretty upset if we didn't grab a wide receiver or take a shot at a wide receiver. I personally am not in the race for it because we have 3 first-round picks in 27, and we have a guy named A.D. Mitchell that I'd like to do almost like a tryout for next year to see what he really is. But I know that's very unpopular, and people are convinced that he's not good because how could you be good if you're not already a star after 2 years? Because no wide receiver has ever ended up being good who wasn't a star after his first 2 seasons.
Never.
It's never happened.
No.
It's never happened that a guy has a bad rookie year or struggles, gets traded, has a couple of good games, is okay, but we've already decided he's not good.
Yeah. It's the same thing with no wide receiver has ever succeeded if they run slower than a 4.5.
But
yeah. All right. Well, I will tell you the top of the big board is loaded with trenches. Pregnon sitting there, I think that would be the pick for me personally. But knowing we do want a pass catcher, assuming we didn't give a guy $30 million a year in March.
Scott Forster says we need a corner. I agree we need a corner, but I think that's next year. I think we got Stevens. I think we got AZ Thomas, who we're definitely going to play and see what we got in him. He actually had a good rookie year overall for when you consider the position. Rookie corner, right? Going to make mistakes, but he had a lot more positive than he did negative. Like AZ Thomas might end up being a very solid corner, but we're going to need a corner one. I don't know if he's going to be a corner one. Stevens got one more year, but if you're trying to field a team for this year, we can do that, right? Cornerback is a position where we can do that. I agree that in 2027 we're going to need to take a corner, and I also think that if somebody slips here and it's too good to pass up, I don't think it's a terrible thing to do to take a corner.
All right, Jeremy, I'm asking you now because we're getting all over the place. Oh, look at this guy. Look at this guy. You know what? Super chat, Jeremy, from mutual friend by the name of Jake Asman, $2. He says, late night Dano and Jeremy, it's all happening, baby. You know what, Jake? I don't know how long you've been here. Look at the haul we have here on screen.
Look at the haul, Jake Asman.
The haul. Look at it, Jake. Look at it. Inside joke. But we have one last pick to make in the first we got a fourth, I guess, as well. Jeremy, I'm asking you to steer where we go with 44 because the names are all starting to get a little crazy for me. I do see Pregnon. We don't want to go that direction. Tell me what to do here.
Okay. Let's be 100% clear. If we did not sign AVT or Simpson, and the current plan was Alex Mitchell moving over and playing guard, I grab Emmanuel in a heartbeat. It's not even a question. It's not even a question.
But what if we grab AVT or Simpson, but it's like 1 to 2 year deal? Does that change your draft plans?
No, because we can get a guard. First of all, we could take a guard to develop this year. Like if we don't take him now, 4th round, 5th round, we can still have other picks. You take a guard, you take a shot at guard there. If it doesn't work out and you're a little bit more desperate next year, you got 3 number ones and a second, right? Assuming we made this trade, we'd have 2 number twos, right? We'd have 2 second round picks next year. I'm not a guy who thinks you have to. Every guy on your offensive line doesn't have to come from a number 1 or 2 pick, a 1st round pick or a 2nd round pick. Every team in football has offensive linemen playing for them. Plenty of teams in football have offensive linemen that are average to much better than average guards or tackles that they didn't have to use a 1st round pick on or an early 2nd round pick on. You know, if the need was there now, like if we didn't sign any of those guys, then it makes so much sense. But if the need's not there until next year or whatever, and there's still free agency and there's other options, I don't have to go that route. Now, because cornerback is a developed position, the kind of position that you could develop, and you might not want to start a rookie, and Stevens might be gone. You know, if he doesn't have a good year, we might need a young guy to develop. I'll go back to what Scott Forster said. You could look at this kid Hood from Tennessee and make a real consideration for him.
Yes, you could. He had a touchdown this year, Jeremy. Not a big interceptor of the ball, but his passer rating isn't bad. I'm just looking here. It does look like he plays outside corner.
Look at his physical attributes. Like look at height and weight and things like that.
He's a redshirt sophomore. He's 6 foot, 195, and about to be 21. 48.
Size-wise,
big board.
He's not AG's typical guy. I'm not saying 6 feet corner you can't be good, but it's not. I'm just saying it's not what AG looks for. He's looking for a guy who's 6'2", 6'3" at least. But Colton Hood's a good football player. You know, and he's a guy that you might be able to develop. No pressure. You wouldn't have any pressure to start him. You have 2 starters. You bring in this kid. He's working under, maybe if he doesn't pan out, it's not the end of the world. You're not going to hit on all your picks. People have to understand that. But if this ends up being a starting cornerback, it's pretty good use of a pick.
And the next guy down is exactly the same measurables.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys that are only like 6 feet. There's like one guy though, but I think he's a little further down. That once caught my interest. That's a little taller.
5'9".
Yeah,
He must be a nickel.
That's got to be. That's a nickel.
All right. Let's lock in, man.
Okay.
Did Scott Foster talk you into corner, or are you still thinking weapon? Where are we?
I'm still thinking weapon.
Okay. Are you thinking wide receiver exclusively?
I'm thinking. Well, if Emmett Johnson's on the board, the running back from Nebraska, if we don't keep Brees Hall, I would take Emmett Johnson somewhere at some point. But let's assume we keep Brees.
Okay.
Right now we have Brees Hall. But if
we're
we
looking
didn't
at
have,
wide receiver.
If we didn't have Brees Hall, I would take Emmett Johnson in a second. I love him.
Okay. And you know what? I'm not trying to sway your pick, but I would be blown away if Surratt has an ADP of 65. Like he is not going to be in round 3. I'm telling you, man. He's going to go in 2. Call me crazy. I think the first half of 2. I think this is good value for him, but
I'll tell you how I like Surratt, the kind of player. I'm not comping him in size or ability. I'm saying the feel I get from him is like a Lad McConkey, like a guy who is not the physical beast aspect. It's the smart guy, the guy that gets open, the guy that finds the seams, the guy that makes the big plays, is not going to let you down. He's going to catch the ball. Just a really smart receiver that finds a way. Just one of those kind of guys. That's how I see him.
I see him as a guy that when playing from behind, he takes over. 10 touchdowns in the second half alone.
Yeah.
8 on third down. Like that tells me you push this guy, he bites. But I don't want to sway you.
No. I'm perfectly happy taking Surratt. I've taken him in many a draft.
He is 6'2". I wish he was 6'4". Man, I wish he was 6'4".
That's okay though. 6'2" is fine. 6'2" is fine.
We're taking
AD Mitchell's a big guy. You got your big. You got a big body. You got AD Mitchell.
We got one more pick, man. Let's go. It's gonna speed up a little here, but I just want to look at our haul when we get closer. Yeah. There's 60 picks between us and the last one. All right, slowing it back down. Oh, all right, it's there. I don't know how many of these guys that just went, but there's a lot of names.
By the way, I like Tyreek Sapp, and it's not because of his last name. I'm not taking him here, but I'm saying I just want you to know I did some research on the player the other day. I wanted to learn a little bit about him. He's actually a pretty good prospect for where he's being drafted. You might look at check out Traden Stukes. He might be the guy. There's a corner that caught my eye the other day, because they were a bigger corner. 6'2". Here's your guy. Look at his pass ratings, his pass defensive ratings.
4 picks.
4 picks.
And a 90 rating. That's the highest one I've seen so far.
Yeah, and he's 6'2".
He does play. Oh, well, he plays slot a lot down here. If you know, but a 6'2" slot corner, no way.
Weird. That's really weird. But look, he plays a lot of slot. You can't argue that.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That doesn't work well for us.
No, and if you add up his games played, I mean, it's like 2 seasons, maybe.
Yeah. We need a boundary.
Yeah, let's keep looking.
Man, I thought
Will
there was a guy. Yeah, check
it
him out.
might be there might still be one. I don't know.
There was a guy I
6'1",
really liked, and I
skinny.
can't. I don't know where he is.
Xavier Scott, 5'11".
Mm.
Malik Muhammad, 6 foot. Man, these guys are like 188.
I've
It's
taken
like,
him, by the way. I've taken
have you?
Muhammad in drafts. Yeah. So
Well, I mean, we don't have to solely draft on need either. Like, if you like
right,
Sap, tell us why. Tell us why.
because he's the what I read about him was, and it's not from watching. I didn't watch a lot of film, but the thing that I like that they wrote about him is that he's good against the run. Also, like he has some sacks, he has some explosiveness, but like if you took a guy like Kelvin Falk, this could be this could be a guy that is part of the rotation, early down run stopper. You know what I mean? Like, and you can't just have two edges. It's not like, oh, we have Jermaine Johnson and then the edge that we picked, like, you know what I mean? Like, we all know that guys get hurt, even if they don't get hurt. They don't play 100% of the snaps. It's a rotation. You have to rotate in some other guys at edge, and we know that that's how Aaron Glenn does that. He rotates his defensive line a lot. So we need more. I always say, I'll say it a million times, we need more than one edge. We're not a team that just needs one edge. We actually need two. So obviously you don't take too early. You don't take too early because we don't need two that start. No. Like, you know what I mean? But we need to take one in the middle on day 2 or 3. We need an edge just to like be in a rotation.
Are you giving Will McDonald his 5th-year option?
How much money is it?
15. Yeah. Guaranteed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
In a second.
Well, if you do that, he's the only edge we have coming back. Officially. Well, I mean, on the books for 2027. Jermaine in a contract year this year. I don't think it's a unwise move to take 2 edges in the top 50. I don't. I also don't know that I give Will McDonald his 5th year. I don't know that I don't make him play this year and prove it to me. But what I'm trying to say is we have 2 high drafted edges. I don't know the status of either of them right now. I need
15 million for a pass rush specialist who got 10 sacks 2 years ago and 8 sacks last year. To me, it's a no-brainer.
8 sacks he got in 4 games. The other 12 he got.
No, nothing. I know, but we were terrible last year.
I don't. We should. Okay, so
he also won us. He also won us a game last year.
If he balls out this year,
I mean, he didn't win us the game. The only reason we almost beat Tampa Bay, he put us in a position to beat Tampa Bay single-handedly.
if he balls out this year, what's year 1 of his contract look like in 2027?
I don't know. I mean,
not 15 million.
If he balls out,
yeah. I mean, year 1.
Very expensive,
year 1.
Right? Well, wait, you're saying set up the contract. Okay. So contract structure, you mean?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Yeah, whatever.
I think it's yeah. It's just more data if you want to give it to him. To be honest, we're going to see. But
if you're confident that we could structure a contract for him if he balls out, that it's not going to cost us that much more anyway, and what's the difference? Fine. I mean, I'm not going to be passionate about it. I just think that the player itself, to me, is worth 15 million if you're going to use him the right way, because we saw that he could get double-digit sacks when he's being used the right way.
Afram says, Dane, stop being picky. You know what, guys? You're lucky I didn't trade Will McDonald 10 minutes ago, okay? Listen. All right. You know what they're saying? We want Sap in the chat, Jeremy.
Okay, yeah. I said it. I like Sap because we need an edge, and we definitely need one that could stop the run. We need a real edge.
And Kyle Brady isn't available, right?
He's not.
All right. Drafting Sap.
You got to love the name, too.
Yeah, you do. What's going on?
I mean, do you really want to pass up on a Sap again?
Are they related, or is that not? No, it's just a joke.
I doubt it. doubt it.
I mean, maybe a third cousin, like Charles Gorman would say. All right, we're getting a grade.
Horrible grade it's going to give us.
Oh, you think? Oh yeah, you drafted Kenyon Sadiq when you should have drafted the corner.
What did they give us? What did they give? B plus, not bad.
B plus.
It gives you
B.
these kind of grades because it's like it likes when you go with its rankings. You know?
Correct. You know, I give the trade an A plus. After that, open to interpretation.
I don't know. I like this, man. I like
I
this.
I like getting 5 quality guys rather than 4. I'll tell you that.
The
Or
only
6. We
thing
got 6 guys. Well, okay, yeah.
the
in
only thing we didn't do that really, there are there are 2 or 3 things that would have been nice that we'd have to do day 3 that we're going to have to worry about next year, right? We didn't address cornerback for the future, what Scott said, right? We didn't address guard. And if we do AVT prove it year, what if it doesn't work out, or what if he gets hurt? If Simpson, if we sign him to a 2 to 3 year deal, you want to start finding the next guy up because he's not that special, right? So we didn't address guard, but defensive tackle, we didn't address defensive tackle. But again, there's free agency, right? We don't know what's going to happen. We have to wait and see how the offseason plays out. There's free agency, and I will argue this till the day I die. I've considered this a 2-year rebuild from the start. So it doesn't bother me that we haven't completely addressed everything, because if you look at our roster, I knew it was going to take 2 years before we could address even close to everything.
I am with you. It is a 2-year build. But you know what? I feel like we've gotten some pushback in the chat the entire way, Jeremy.
I didn't think it was that bad.
No, it wasn't terrible, but I do. There's some strong-minded people here. I do think they want to do a mock of their own.
Good.
Do you want to stick around for it, or do you want me?
I'll stick around.
Okay, all right.
I got 20
Let's
minutes.
Okay, all right. Let's do that, and then you can buy me a potty break or something in the meantime. But for now, let me set this back up. I copied that image, download it. Hold on 1 second. Because I think we're going to smoke them, Jeremy, because they're going to do a trade, but it's not going to be as good as ours. We also got a 2027 second rounder.
That matters, by the way. Like, if in real life that happens, like in the draft, like, people forget, you have to look at that. That matters, because you're going to care. Everyone that says, "Oh, it doesn't matter," next year you're going to care. Next year when we have that pick, you're going to care.
Yeah. When we have 27 picks in the top 50 next year, you're going to love it. Lou B chimes in, $2 super chat, brother, man. For real, thank you. He said that's a great draft. Downs is the pick.
Did he do it with that hand motion and use that tonality?
I think so. Yeah. Downs is the pick at 6. I'll tell you that. At 2, I'm high on Downs. I don't know. I might get nervous to take him at 2, but Boru, he is wildly against it, man. He says, so sad. You know what, Boru? You're going to be around. Oh, he says D-. You're going to be around to, let's see what you got, man. Because we're running this back, and me and Jeremy are not making, I'm clicking the selections. I am not making the selections. Jeremy, you can guide them as well. But man, I kind of want them to flounder. I don't know about you.
I don't want them to flounder. I hope they do great. I want to see that in every combination of the world, we're going to walk out looking good.
True.
Right? No matter what picks Moods makes, because of the amount of picks we have, the 4 top 50 picks, that we're going to come out smelling like roses. Like, there's no way to screw this up. That's what I'm hoping.
Let me ask you this. Which would be more impactful to you? Sticking and picking an edge at 2, or having Downs and Sadiq? Because that's essentially what we did.
Yeah, you get Downs and Sadiq, and you end up getting Kelvin anyway at 16. Which, by the way, it's so funny that Boss Girl's against that. I don't know if she just never heard of the player. She what's going on with that. But, in a lot of the consensus, he's a top 10, he's a 10, 11 on the, number 10, 11, 12 on the board. So getting him at 16 is fine. He's a solid guy.
All right, the chat is on the board. I hope Snowball is still out there. He had some words to say. Boru, good night, brother. I'm just kidding with you, by the way. Circle back to us next weekend, man. Yeah, Scott says we still got 2 edges. You can't beat that, man. We also got a future pick. Maybe it's not a 2. I don't know. Maybe it's a 3 or a 4, but I'll take it.
So
Sadiq Downs. Yeah.
Scott is saying as the first suggestion that you trade down again, which sounds fair, because it's not fair for the chat that we got that extra pick, and if they don't get the extra pick. Right?
Ooh, ooh. I know I like that. Snowball also said let's trade up to 1. Whatever it takes. I mean, chat, what do you guys think?
You know how to do polls? You should do a poll.
Yes, I do.
You should do a poll. Stay put, trade up, or trade down.
Okay. Sorry for the typing.
I could almost see him right now. Afram, you'll take Bailey. Take Bailey. It doesn't matter that he's just a pass rush specialist. He might not play against the run. Chaos, come on. They're going to give him NFL coaches. They'll fatten him up a little bit. He'll learn how to stop the run. I can see it right now.
The poll has been posted. I don't think we'll get a lot of votes, so make sure your vote counts, folks. It
Your
popped in
vote
there
will
now.
count. You will have very strong votes. Only 4 votes. How did it go from 4 to 3? Okay.
Yeah, then it back up to 4. I don't know. Okay, there's still some pulses out there in the fan base voting. We got 6 now. If we get to 8, I'll close it. But for now, we got 6, and trade down is leading the way. 7 votes. 8 votes. Trade down. Oh, they're running with it. Trade down 62%. Jeremy.
Right. Looks like they win.
9 vote. Oh shit. Snowball is logging into his 9 burners. Hold on. All right, that's it. You know what, Snowball? Come back next Sunday. We will do that next Sunday. How about that? We'll trade up to 1 next Sunday. For the chat, mind you. All right. Trading down is the move, Jeremy. I think we have to help them with this because it's just going to be chaos.
It'll take forever.
Yes.
Just do the same deal. The same deal. Go down to 6 if it'll let you.
Teams interested. Well, it's a different set of teams now interested. Pick 4, 7, and 8 are the most interested.
Well, you could do it with Tennessee, and I guarantee you they'll give you 35. And who cares about the next year thing? I mean, you could throw that in there, but just get 30.
We will throw in next year just as a sweetener.
Oh no, we're supposed to try to do better than 25. That's right. Oh, it's going to be really difficult if we don't have the same teams because we can't get them 24. They're going to cry about that. You didn't get us 24. Okay.
Hey, then let's look at one of the other teams. Let's look at Washington. Maybe they got 71.
The worst team to trade with, yeah.
The Saints, 42, but they could get 42 and 73, maybe.
Yeah, you know what? Though? If you do the trade with Tennessee, they get pick number 4 instead of pick number 6.
True. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
We could force the same trade with the Browns.
Try to force the same trade.
Let's do that.
Even if you only get 24 and you don't get the one for next year, you could just pretend.
You know what? To be fair, let's do the same trade. How about that?
You're right. I'm just saying that you could get rid of the round 2 thing if they won't take it, if they don't accept it.
Well, we're forcing it. It doesn't matter.
Oh, we're going to force it. Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, he's smart. Tank for Ty. Tank for Ty. You smart.
Okay. Browns on the clock. Resume draft.
Let's see what they get offered. Let's see who stays on. Ruben Bain. Reese. Tate. Downs went. Oh, they don't get the choice.
No,
But
but they have an edge.
they got Bailey and Sonny Styles up there, though. You see, that's why I said trading down makes so much sense for us. Because if this was our board, you're still not unhappy. Like, you're
Nope.
still good.
All right, Chaos, if you could pull, like, just check the chat out, see what they're saying. I'll be right back.
I see one for Bailey. Guys, put it in now because Scott's saying Bailey. Chris is saying Bailey. Keep in mind, he has to prove himself as a run stopper. We don't know. But then again, that's like we don't know about any player, right? It's a fair counter argument to me to say, yeah, Jeremy, you're saying he might not develop into a good run stopping guy, and he might just be a pass rush specialist. But at the same time, Ruben Bain might be a bust, right? So, like any of these, whatever. Oh, I got Styles, and Styles. So it's 3-2 now. I got 2 Baileys. I got 2 welcome. Won't you come home, Bill Baileys? I got 3 Styles. So right now, Styles is winning 3-2. Does anybody else want to vote? Do I got Styles? Why is Jake Asman pissed? Jake Asman's not pissed at us. Jake Asman loves us. Jake Asman loves me. He's my friend. Let's see. Styles. Man, does anybody have a vote? Is it really going to just be 3-2? I know there are a lot of people watching that might not have access to printing, so they really need a poll. Right now, Styles is winning 3-2 over David Bailey. Bailey, though, I'll tell you, I'll do a shot of Bailey's Irish cream every time he gets a sack if he's a Jet.
Speaking of Irish, Jake Asman would never be pissed at me because us Irish brothers stick together. See that segue? See that little? Yeah, baby.
Amneed Hayoka comes in and says Styles.
Okay.
So now it's consensus.
Styles over Bailey.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Let's let them cook, man. Let's let them cook.
I know a guy named Rusty Spooner that would have absolutely no problem with this whatsoever.
It's not just that they get pick 24. Let's leave with that. Styles is the pick. Drafting. All right, here we go. We're gonna keep going.
Who's going?
Lemon.
7. Wow. Whew. Bailey went to New Orleans. Magioa.
Malgo. Why couldn't our Malgo be that good?
Wait. Cassius Howell. He's an edge. Jeremiah Love. Oh, Jeremiah Love 14. He almost slipped to 16. Holy cow. That would have been.
You know what? Every time I do this, Tampa Bay either takes Styles or a wide receiver. The one time they don't.
Dude, look who's on the top of that board.
Hey, no cheating.
I'm not saying anything.
I'm just kidding.
Surprised to see that.
I'm teasing. Like you said, man, let's make 2 great drafts and go. Okay, Scott chiming in early. Tyson.
Arizona State is a wide receiver factory. Tyson, let's go. Tyson, take Tyson. As long as we don't have to play a team with a guy named Buster Douglas, we're fine.
Hey man, you could get Boston at 24. Wink, wink.
Thank for Ty, says Tyson.
Okay.
Oh no, he wants Simpson.
Oh, Tyson from JT. It's looking damn near unanimous. Boru, I want you to tell us before I click this button.
Oh, Burrow?
Yeah, he's misinterpreted. I don't know. Misinterpreted? All right. Well,
who's he saying F you to?
I don't know. Ty Simpson. Okay, I don't know. He's having some trouble, I think. Bro, I'm just wanting you to sound off so we get you heard. That's all, and listened to. I see you, man. I'm not trying to antagonize you, man. I just want you. You said you're going to bed. I wanted to get your vote before you go.
Yeah, we just wanted your voice. We wanted to get
Yes.
a vote.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
F you, dude. I'm just wondering.
I mean, I can take I can take I can take some slurs. I don't care. I'm just saying, like, I would love to hear who you want at this pick, and then you can slur me.
I get cursed at a lot, so I'm like always thinking it's me.
I'm built for this shit, man.
I didn't do anything this time. Like I didn't put
I mean,
down his opinions or anything. I didn't do
I mean,
anything earnest.
I went to grade school in the '90s, man. I've been to jail. I can handle a slur or two, but man, I just want your vote.
Yeah. I've grown so much. There was a time where there's no way I'm getting along with a guy named Tank for Ty. Right? I would have said something. Oh, well, I don't want Ty Simpson, and would have hated. Oh, you're stupid. It would have been. But no, me and Tank for Ty are friends. We get along fine.
Take for Ty wants to see who went off the board right before, and I'm scrolling up. So Tank,
Oh, yeah.
here you go, man.
Oh, he wants to see it. Oh, good. Peter Woods. Sometimes Peter Woods slips to the second round. It's funny. Jeremiah Love went 14, man. That's wild. Can you imagine if he was there at 16? There'd be some temptation. Well, I mean, not if Brees Hall is a Jet, but if Brees Hall was gone, like if he leaves or we trade him, and Jeremiah
Let me.
on the board at 16, dude, I'm telling you, do not rule it out.
Tyson cements it. Jets fan, appreciate you, brother. We got your herd as well. Tyson is the pick, but let me just say this: like, I don't think there's any reason to trade Brees until this moment, until this draft, until this shakes out. Why trade him in March? Why trade him in early April? Do you see a reason to?
Well, I mean, if we drafted Jeremiah Love at 16, let's say in the freakish scenario that nobody sees coming, every team we're not going to get a lot for Brees Hall because every team knows that we need to just dump him. But if you trade him now, we could at least pretend and say, well, if we trade, you have to give us something here because now we're creating another hole in our roster. Like you have more of an ammunition to argue and fight for a better, compensation.
Right. All right, we're working our way to pick 24. Tyson, then Banks, then the tackle Fanu.
Good.
Moving right along.
Tyson, that's exciting, man.
Boston.
Dallas took Kendrick Falk. You see that? Stupid.
Yeah.
Chargers, TJ Parker for the Steelers. The guard went off the board to the Chargers, which makes a lot of sense. CJ Allen, the linebacker, it's a good solid pick for the Eagles because they're going to lose Nakobe Dean possibly because they can't pay him.
Johnny wants a kicker. I don't see John Hall though. Let's see. The top of the list is Caden McDonald, and that would be a solid choice. Can you speak on that, and I'll pull the chat?
Yeah, well, I see McDonald as he's not going to be your nose tackle. So you got Briggs and you got Phillips. Phillips is not a spring chicken. He's not super young. They're both good, solid players, but Briggs could be argued as more of a third down specialist. So now you could bring McDonald in, who's an all-around, could be a stud type kind of guy. So, you bring him in the beginning, maybe you bring Briggs in a lot on passing situations and you develop the rookie on early downs. And then, for a lot of his first year, and then eventually you see what he becomes.
So far,
he could end up being Caden McDowell. Caden McDonald could end up being the Quinnen Williams replacement. But understand, if we play a 3-4, it looks a little different. He's playing defensive end, not really tackle. Kind of like tackle. It's the same thing. Like It's what a tackle would end up playing. It's what Briggs will end up being. He's going to be now a defensive end if we move to a 3-4. Phillips as well. So it's some people would argue that it's a wasted pick in a 3-4. That the only pick that matters in a 3-4 is the nose tackle, and the other two aren't as important. That's like, I'm not saying that as factual. I'm saying people would argue that. They would say position, like position value wise, the edges in a 3-4 are not that important. Like they just have to be big, strong, and take up their guy.
Well, I will say, oh shit! I was Afram just stopped me in my tracks. I was just gonna say I'm kind of glad that people are leaning McDonald, so we don't have a similar draft to the one we've just done. But Afram chimes in and he says, "Take Sadiq." I think that's two for McDonald. And if you don't quote me, but I think it's Snowball and Scott said McDonald. Afram says Sadiq. Still waiting on more votes, guys.
I mean, if I was going to take a defensive end in a 3-4, I'm waiting to and hoping to get. I mean, again, we don't have a third round pick, which sucks. But like, if I was any other team but the Jets, I'm using my third round pick on that guy Orange, like Demetrius, like that. That's the kind of that's the sweet spot where you can get a really good, solid guy to play defensive end in a 3-4. He can
Are
actually
you
tackle. So
are you at all considering Conception here, or since you got Tyson, he's like off your board?
uh, he would definitely. I mean, this is their draft, but I mean, you're going to take two wide receivers.
Yeah, no. But again, this guy I hear hyped a lot. But it also looks like he plays a fair bit of slot, some wide. He's all over the place. So, I don't know if that makes a difference. I'm just I'm trying to teach people. I'm sure they'll teach me in the process as well. But Conception, I think, could sneak into the late, the back half of round one for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean, look, he's got some versatility. He'll probably end up being more of a slot, but that's not guaranteed.
Okay, Iowa chimes in and he says Sadiq would be a bold move, then be done and go defense. Oh man, is that a vote for that? Is that the third vote for Sadiq?
I mean, if I mean, what's cool about it is you're playing the board. You got the extra pick to do it and still go defense and fill the spots that you need because you still brought in a beast of a middle linebacker. That's going to make a big impact. If you did go Sadiq here, you still got 33 and 40. You got two picks that you could do defense and still get starters in that have potential. You can fill the safety role easy in the second round. You're going to have a choice of three guys are going to be there that you could choose from, right? So, I mean, Sadiq is special, man. I mean, think of what our offense could look like when we eventually get a quarterback. If they're coming into Garrett Wilson, you know what I mean? And Jordan Tyson. And then you have Sadiq at tight end. You have Mason Taylor, who's going to probably be a well-rounded tight end for blocking, who can also slip out and catch passes. I mean, that's going to be a nice offense. Good offensive line. Like that's good. That's solid. And of course,
Okay.
go for Simpson.
Yep, there it is. The poll. Okay, Phenom's chiming in. Is Caleb Banks available? Let's see. Caleb Banks went 17. Yeah, he went 17. I'm sorry, Phenom. Phenom, last minute vote though. We need you here, brother. McDonald or Sadiq. Any other vote will just be a burn vote. So, what you got, man? If you say McDonald, then I'm gonna make Ty Simpson. I'm gonna make him revote. But get it in fast because we're losing chaos, guys. Johnny Boy, I think his original vote was for John Hall, but I'm not.
Said McDonald.
Oh,
So
JT McDonald. Okay, Phenom. What you
interesting.
got, Phenom?
Interesting that they feel this way in a 3-4. That they would go that high on a interior defensive player.
I think, is it more that, or is it more they don't want another tight end?
You're right. Maybe they don't need one another tight end, and that's a valid argument. I know a lot of people would say, "Why are you using a number one pick on a tight end and you have Mason Taylor?"
I don't know if you know Phenom, man, but let me just say, like, that dude's voice is one of one. I love listening to his calls.
So
One day we'll get him to call in here. Fantastic.
he's a sexy guy.
Very, very sexy too. I forgot that part. You are so right. Um, but he's one of us, man, right?
Yeah.
I hope he's still here. Oh, I'm still waiting, man. I'm about to close. I mean, we got 3 for McDonald, 4 for Sadiq. It was that no, okay, yeah, 3 McDonald, 4 Sadiq. I need Ty Simpson to revote or Phenom, or otherwise it's gonna be Sadiq. Things are going that way, man. Tank for Ty switches it up. He goes McDonald. It's knotted up 4 apiece. I just think they don't want you to go to bed, Jeremy. Phenom, you are the tiebreaker. Do you want the defensive tackle from the Buckeyes, or do you want the tight end from the Ducks?
I like the way you said that, from the Buckeyes.
You know
I
what?
mean,
I've
look,
lived in both places. I've lived in both places.
McDonald can end up being really special in that if he is playing defensive ends, it's not like when I say people say they're tackle absorbers, that doesn't mean they don't get sacks. Like some of them that are really good do really well and get sacks. Like what if McDonald played defensive end and got a lot of sacks for us and like caused disruption and that would be really exciting.
All right. I opened a poll, but it's only going to be open for 2 minutes, guys, because I got to get Chaos out of here. Oh, he says McDonald. Well, damn. That's the swing vote.
Who says that?
Phenom. Okay.
Oh.
And you know what? Well, the poll has 8 votes and it's knotted up. Oh, Sadiq. Oh, back to knotted. Jeez Louise, man.
More people could vote because they think that some on TV you could click it or something. Like there's a way.
Or maybe they don't like chatting to us or some shit. But what do I lean toward? The polls I counted myself or the poll?
Oh, the poll is clearly, the poll is becoming very heavily Sadiq. I'm just saying.
There's way more votes in the poll than there is that I counted. You're right. All right. You got 20 seconds, guys. TikTok, Doc. It's a landslide. I don't know how, but all right. That's it. Ended. The pick is in. Chaos. You want to announce it?
Tight end out of Oregon, Kenyon Sadiq.
Boom. Chaos, I'm going to give you the opportunity to roll now
Show
if
us
you
who we
want.
got. Well, let me take one quick look at who we
Yes.
got. How we did.
Yeah,
Let's see.
okay. All right. I got you. Moving on. End of night 1. Simpson went first to the Rams at 29. Okay.
Wow. Oh, that's such a great spot for him. Come on, man. What a great spot for him to develop and take his time. And wow.
And not have to go 13th to go 29.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Sadiq is special. Hey guys, we spoke about it. This is our second mock draft. We went heavily Sadiq talk in the first one. Yeah, I know Snowball. I know.
Edge sitting there on the board that didn't get picked for them. He was picked for us. The Akeem Messidor, all around explosive edge, good, seals the edge, good against the run. Not just limited to being a pass rush specialist, not just a run stopper. He could do it all. Kind of makes me feel very JFM-ish, a guy like that. That's I always use that comp for a guy who could do both. Like maybe he's not going to get 18 sacks, maybe he's only going to get 9 to 11, but he's going to be really good at sealing the edge. He's going to be really good at stopping the run, kind of like JFM, just a good solid player. But I should not be influencing them. We would also need the team would need a safety as well. So I will shut up.
Nope, you're good.
I should bow out now.
Thank you, brother. I think this was a rousing success. Next time, we'll just get straight to the mock because it seems like it does take us a minute to get it done. Dude, awesome, man. Appreciate you hopping on. Let's doing this show again because it's
good to be back.
Dude, it's been 3 weeks when you consider my internet and then our Super Bowl, and then hopefully what you had going on last Sunday was fun.
My wife was Valentine's Day. We didn't get to do the night activity we were supposed to do going to the theater, but and it was like, so she said, then we have to go on Sunday. And I couldn't reject her for that. So we ended up seeing a production of Misery, like imagine the movie Misery, the book, adapted as a play.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that is cool. Dude, that movie was a staple up here, man. Like, geez.
Yeah.
To see it.
Well, she did the Hobbler thing, and the way they acted it out on the stage, I thought I had a heart attack. Like that, it was like a sharp pow. Like when they did it, it was oh no! Like it was the reenactment in a play was pretty brutal, man. The way they did it was just crazy, chilling.
Afram chimes in. He says, "Have a good night, Canarsie."
Yeah, I saw it in it's a very local theater in Sacramento called the B Street Theater. It wasn't in a big theater or anything. It was but it's one of sometimes you get lucky. You have a really good local theater. Like it's not one of those major Broadway ones. It's like this, but they do their own productions, but it's really good. It's a really nice theater, and they have a group of actors and actresses that do a great job. And we're really lucky with it. So because we get to see some good stuff. We also get the Broadway shows in Sacramento. Also, we get the traveling Broadway.
Love you, brother. Have a good night.
Have a good one, man.
All right. See
you. Beat me out of here, man.
Yep. I got you. That does it for Chaos in the Zone, guys. Have a good night, everyone. Oh, yeah. You guys got a mock draft to finish. I know you can't wait to place second in this contest. Let me get to it. Hold on. All right. No. The opposite way, folks. Come on. Restream, what are you doing? All right. Here, back to it. I've already seen some early votes for EMW. Me and Dom spoke of him on Friday night for the first time in the Danger Zone. If you don't quite remember, I had mentioned, hey, that's the secondary that Quinion Mitchell came from. Indeed, man, indeed. The secondary, the Toledo Rockets, baby. I grew up like 4 hours from there. We also already have an Ohioan by the name of Sonny Styles. Hey, man, we could pair him with another Ohioan, EMW. I need some more votes, though, guys. What I'm going to do, let me go back to the top of the list. You got Casey Concepcion, Messidor, who Murph is a huge fan of, mind you. EMW as well, of course. We have Anthony Hill Jr., wink, wink, nod, nod. Omar Cooper Jr., still on the board. We got Pregnon, the guard. How do you envision us heading into the draft? That helps with your personal votes. Do we already have guards locked up? Do we not? Hood is still there. I think that's about as far as I need to go. But let me get some last minute votes because, again, I had some early ones for EMW. I want to get the rest of them. So moving along, Snowball, and you can change your vote. But early on, he said EMW. Let me see. Oh, Scott was first though. EMW. That's 2 for him. Da, 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 da. I heard Green Bean is one of the actors, possibly. All right. We got to vote for Messidor. Okay. We got another one for Cooper Jr. Oh, Scott, the turncoat. Snowball, I'm sorry, man. Scott says, no, I'm going to Benedict Snowball right in front of his face. I'm going with the Hurricane, baby. Oh, it doesn't matter because Scott's EMW vote has been replaced with Iowa Jets. So, Messidor 2, EMW 2, Cooper Jr. 1. Yeah, I know, right? I know, Snowball. Jeez, Louise, what is he? This guy. Yeah, you know what? And part of what Scott's reasoning is, hey, we got another pick in 11 slots. Maybe we can go that route then. But for now, he wants the edge. Okay, well, viable strategy. So again, you know what? It's 2-1. I don't think Cooper Jr. is going to take it away. I'm sorry, Amid. I'm going to rule him out, and I'm going to do a poll, and it's going to be EMW or Messidor. It's all you can vote for, or you can just not vote. But I mean, help be heard. All right, the poll will decide all, and it is now live. So let's see what you guys think. This one we got pick 44, and then we have 103 still to play. 5 votes, and I'll tell you, man, it's looking like a landslide. Getting closer. Oh, it got closer. Oh, baby. Oh, okay, less close. 8. See if we get to 10, I'll just end it. But it's sure looking like I know the decision here from you guys. This is your mock draft. Let me just say, I'm not just sitting here, passing the buck. Me and Chaos did a mock draft. I have the results of that sitting in my hard drive here. This one is the chats. At the end, I'm going to show them both. And I'm also going to reach out to some folks and see which draft performed better. I think the result will be what Chaos said, though, that different strokes for different folks, but all of them good drafts for the Jets. So we both got the same trade, and yep, Messidor wins. We both got the same trade package. We approved it in both, so even Stevens. But all right, let's do this, man. Messidor, you are a New York Jet. I hope you're built for this shit. All right, moving along. Miller goes Concepcion. Anthony Hill Jr. Chris Bell being paired with Malik Neighbors. Okay, I see you, Giants. Moving down, we're coming up. Oh, EMW goes. Fuck. All right, Pregnon goes. Cooper goes. Hood. We know all those names. Did Thinneman go? Does it matter? Anyways, our picks. We have Into, Sunny Styles. We have Messidor, both on defense, man. Both in the front 7, mind you. On offense, we have 2 pass catchers and at least 1 run blocker there. So we got weapons. We have front 7. We don't have secondary, mind you. But you know what? Let's look at the big board. Oh, baby. R. Mason Tom. What the hell kind of name is that? What is that? Anyways, Dylan Thinneman. We got a tight end who we're not taking, Zion Young. I'm just going to keep scrolling a little, guys, till something sticks out to some of you. Bernard still on the board, pass catcher. Let's do that. How about that? Okay. Jadarian Price still on the board. Surratt. I don't know, guys. What are you thinking? All right, now. Oh, Slaughter's still there too. Did I see? I saw him somewhere. Slaughter's still there. Anyways, this is a mid-second round pick. I shouldn't have to scroll that far, right? All right, let's see what you guys have to say. Scott Foster. I assume that's a vote for old Thin Mints. The Thin Man says. Thin Mints. All right. Let's see. I have Mo. He says mints for me all day. Love building that D. Lou B chimes in and says Price is a steal, guys, and I think he's probably right. 44. Do you go? Do you go running back? Let's look again here. Running back. Price, man. You could. You better tell them why, Lou B. You got to tell them why, because they are on the safety train right now, and you got to sway them. It's now officially your job to sway them. Why is Price a steal? Oh, Snowball, Dylan. Oh, man, that's 3 votes. Thieneman. Whatever, man. You know. Dylan, how about that? And I don't mean Terraman. Dylan Thieneman. Okay. JT, Jets fan. Okay, it's over. I'm sorry, Luby. I am sorry, Luby. I do believe Price would be a steal. I just don't think they do. It's all their fault, man. All right. So they go with the Oregon Duck, quack, quack, Dylan Thieneman, drafted with his teammate Kenyon Sadiq. You know what? Looking at these 2 drafts, you would assume this is my draft, not theirs. But hey, I digress. All right, moving right along. Oh shit, I gotta get the full board going. Also, got to speed it up a little because we got 50 picks to go. But all the people you know and love are now being selected. Might I take a moment to remind you why we cannot have this 50 pick void? Can't do it, man. Got to get something in here. If you slide back, a third first is ideal, yes. But maybe then take one of those top 50 picks and turn it into several top 150s because we need a lot. All right, moving down. We're at, okay, got about 20 picks to go. I think Scott's Aunt Bertha just got drafted. I think Snowball's cousin Jebediah just went. We'll see who we got at 103 available. Helen Keller. Okay. Let's see. All right. I don't know if this is Rose's brother or not, but Seth McGowan is available. We got Barham from Michigan, Roush, Bell. I'm just going to scroll and see if any names pop for you guys. If you don't know names, just lean on the position you want. That's what I tend to do as well sometimes. Until we lock in. I mean, we're draft still 2 months away, guys, and free agency first. But yeah, let's keep looking. Bud Clark. I feel like I know that name. Anything popping? Ooh, Snowball's trying to go for the cheat code to win it all. I see you, Snowball. All right. Lou B says Brees will be gone. So Price is a monster. You know what? I am not opposed. You know what? Okay. First vote off the board. Looking at this big board, Drew Aller. Let's look at QB. He is available. He is available. Pick 103. Snowball, just take him in the fifth. It's fine. Just take him in the fifth, man. All right. Well, he's there. I got to hear some other voices. Havmo says Malik Willis. You're not going to need Drew Aller, I think, is what he's saying. Or is he saying, oh, he's saying Malik Muhammad. Let's look at him. First look 6 foot, 188. That's just measurables. I mean, what I do like is that his grades are very consistent. Like, because a lot of the guys we looked at, it was like 60, 70, and then 90. It's like, well, he only did it for 1 year. This guy seems to be consistent. All right. Let's see. Lou B says QB Cole Payton or an O lineman. Scott Foster chimes in. He says, hell no. I don't know to what. Sounds like all of it. Boru says, I'm too old. I need to win now. So it sounds like he's saying no developmental quarterback. Havmo does say Muhammad. Scott wants to see the corners and guards. So first up, let's look at corners. Scott, and they're about in range with what we're drafting at, but that means nothing because that's what people are drafting them at on PFF, which means nothing. Here are the names, though, and we do already have a vote locked in for Muhammad. Scroll down a little bit. No more ducks, Scott, okay? No more ducks. You got enough. You know what? For his name alone, maybe you guys want Ephesians Prysock. Prysock sounds like a Johnny Boy thing. I'm not going to lie. Just saying. But Ephesians, man, that's great. That's a great name. All right. Fuller from the same Toledo Rocket backfield, so to speak. Devontae, you guys, you can get Devontae Smith. Don't you want him? 5'11". Damn. Not the one I was thinking of. All right, that's the corners. Let's go. You said guards, I think, Scott. What'd you say? Corners and guards. Okay. Interior O line is what they say. Let's look at those. Yeah. Again, you're not getting a steal. Oh, wait. Hold on. Why are corners lumped in here? Let's see. Okay. There we go. Got some guards. Got some guards. I don't think any of these guys won't be available in the fifth, though. That's where I'm leaning. But you guys tell me. Corner. Oh, man, this is getting tough. We have a vote for any corner. We have a vote for Drew Aller. We have another vote for Muhammad. Scott, you might have to pick Muhammad if you want to beat old Snowball. All right, you know, let's make it a poll. You know what? Lou B says Iowa guards are all studs. Let's see. Bo Stevens, I assume, is what you're referencing. Okay, that's an option. Yeah, let's just do this. I'm going to not post names. I'm just going to say QB, OG for offensive guard, or CB for corner. See what you guys say, and then we'll drill down who that is. So speak now or forever hold your peace. I mean, how many teams can say their former quarterback hosted an episode of that show? Well, I'll give it a few more years, maybe like 8 of those teams for all we know. But all right, okay, 8 votes, looking like they're leaning a certain way. You know, at Snowball, I think you might have I would have agreed with Snowball the most had we been on a panel discussing this. Um, the chat did not. So I don't know what that speaks to. But what I will say is the chat is leaning corner. So let's look at corner one last time here. I know some strong opinions right away on Muhammad. Talk to me, guys. Do you have a preference? Do you want to see who is who? I mean, Muhammad was consistent. He also played outside primarily. Let's see. Excuse me. Excuse me. 6 foot 188, 21 and a half, junior, 3 years of data, 3 consistent years. I mean, not bad. Also, he only gave up 168 yards this year. That's pretty incredible in 11 games. What is that, like 15 yards a game? Fucking good. But what say you? Take a look at Bo. We're looking at Bo. Oh, wait, we were looking at Bo. We will look at Bo next week. Because, I mean, what comes after L? Bo. All right. Anyways, tell me why I'm not taking Malik Muhammad. And if you can't in the next minute, it is the pick. Also, thank you guys for tuning in. There's still 20 here past midnight on the East Coast. We are getting ready to wrap. Next Friday night, we will be live with Daniel Murphy and mid combine, mind you, we will have the great Dom C on to discuss what that combine has been like and what it will continue to be here Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern until like 4 a.m. Eastern, probably. But yeah, Dom, during Combine Week, 2nd year in a row, check us out, 9 o'clock. And then back here Sunday night, but let's take it one step at a time. How about that? All right. Okay. Well, Iowa Jets wants an Iowa Jet. Is there one on the corner list? There is. There is. 6 foot, 190. With a meh 2023 and a meh 2024. But damn, man, this dude has 4 touchdowns. What? Have Mel. Are you staking your claim on this guy? Because, man, he had a good 2025. I'll tell you that. A lot of outside corner in his repertoire. Suddenly Malik looks like meh leak. All right, I'm done. All right, final answer, because I've seen 2 for Muhammad, and I haven't gotten any other names really. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I'm cooked, if you can't tell. All right. Final pick for the Jets in this 4-round mock draft as performed by the Danger Zone chat. Yeah, you wish, Snowball. Malik Muhammad. Corner, Texas. Right? Texas. Yep. Texas, whether it likes it or not. All right. Aller, yeah. Come back to me, Snowball. I think if Snowball heard you mention that earlier, we would have took him in probably pick 24. We forgot all about him, not gonna lie. Which, I mean, that's kind of, with as many names that are available in the top 50, we're going to have a cornucopia of selections. All right. How dare you draft Kenyon Sadiq, it says again. Hold on, let me zoom this in for you guys. You drafted Kenyon Sadiq. Draft Caden McDonald. I tried telling you guys. Anyways, Sonny Styles, B+. Jordan Tyson, A+. Kenyon Sadiq, C+. Man, you guys are into the pluses. Messidor, a B. Dinaman, a B+. Muhammad, a B. Ooh, strong. Overall, a B+. Not gonna lie. Let's do this. Let's see. Excuse me. One is us, and then you guys. Let's see. Download. Put that there. All right. So I'm gonna put them side by side, gang. Let you guys tell me what you think. Stop sharing. Okay, I can get my RAM back. Jeez Louise. All right. Today. Okay. All right. First up, me and Chaos. Hide that. Second up. Boom. What are we thinking, gang? That's not great viewing. I mean, I guess this. I hope you guys can see that. Hold on. Maybe this. And hide that. Okay. I think that's probably best. All right. So to recap, and it's cut off at the bottom there, but PFF gave us a B+ in either scenario. So that's not whatever, man. Who cares about them? What's more interesting to me is you guys, we both made the same exact trade. We both have a 2027 second rounder in tow. But we both got an Ohio State Buckeye at 6. After that, I mean, it's kind of a wash. We all went different directions. Safety, safety. Edge, edge. Tight end, tight end. Linebacker, linebacker. CB versus second edge. Whatever. Top 5 picks look damn near identical. Just rearrange them, man. What do you guys think? Okay. JT says he does prefer the second. He wants the second one. What I will say is, I didn't plan on you guys taking Sadiq as well. I thought we had you when we took Sadiq. I'm not gonna lie. Surratt, though, I think is very good. Tyson's been hurt, man. You better. That's an A plus. I don't get it, man. He's been banged up. So Keldrick Falk, though, couldn't tell you a thing about him. So I think it evens out. What do you think? Yeah, JT, that's kind of where I am, man. I'm happy with either outcome. There's no Drew Aller here, unfortunately, Snowball. Maybe there will be next week. Maybe we'll do these every week now. I don't know. Let's pump the brakes on that. It depends on if there's Jet news to discuss. If there's Jet news, we'll leave with that. If there's not, why not, man? This was fun. I enjoyed it. Did you guys? Let us know. Otherwise, man, let's call it a weekend. Sounds like a lot of you guys are going to get snowed in. We're getting a bunch of rain out here. Not as much as I expected, but still a bunch. All right, let's get them off of the board. I am way too large here. Okay, that is more my comfort zone. All right, and let's fix this. Way too big. That's what she said. All the time. Jets fan 2405 chiming in. He says, if we could get Messidor in the second, hold on. Let's get this up here. All right. Gady. It would absolutely take downs and try to get Tyson with the first. Yeah. If we knew we could get Messidor in the second, take downs and Tyson with the first 2 pick. Yeah. I mean, that's a great first 3 pick scenario. Also, like, I think if you polled a lot of Jet fans, I don't know that they think that we're picking at 33. I think a lot of people assume we're going to slide back with that pick. Maybe we will. Maybe Tank for Ty says we're going to take Ty Simpson with that pick. I don't know. Like, literally an oasis of picks, an oasis of strategy, man. I hope that Muji has contingencies upon contingencies like available, because most of the mocks I mean, last year, let's face it, Buffalo took a defensive tackle in front of us, either via trade or just being in front of us, like 3 times, man, and we wanted a DT so bad. Boom. Boom. TJ Sander, like, I forget who it even was, literally, but it felt like every damn round we wanted a defensive tackle. One was falling to us, and the Bills took them. So, what I'm saying is, I'm hoping that Muji learned from that, and that, man, you got 12 options ready when there's 11 picks left. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have to. Or you have other GMs on the phone, and you're ready to pull the trigger on a trade should Buffalo do something like that again, or Cleveland. That's not the point. The point is, you have to have everything mapped out to where you're not just taking Arian Smith. I'm okay with taking in Arian Smith, just timing is critical. Yeah. So looks like you guys are still cooking. Yeah, Snowball, Will Howard for life. I know that's Snowball's MO. He's got a tank or a trade for Will account. I think a burner trade for Howard. Not Howard the Duck, Will Howard. But yeah. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'm tired. end the weekend on a good note. Some of you guys are off tomorrow. Congratulations. I'm not working construction. I'm in the office. So, yeah, catch you guys around. Enjoy the rain, snow, sleet, hail. Enjoy Sri Lanka or wherever the hell you're at. Yeah. All right. Good night. Peace. Thank you for joining the Danger Zone.
You know, I'm convinced we're the most cursed team in professional sports.
You guys are bad.
You know, I've been saying this hot take for a long time, and I'm sticking to it. My hot take is that Will McDonald's going to hit 15 sacks.
No member of the New York Jets' Week 1 offensive line will miss a game all year.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time! So get ready to rumble!